Starting the stream. Let's go. Okay. Hopefully we're good this time. Let me make sure we're connected. I'm going to talk while we wait till we're connected. It looks like my signal's going out. We'll see if it'll work. Let's go. Streamlabs. Let's... Come on. Why is it only at 2 megabits a second? My goodness, dude. Pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it. Come on, you can do it. Okay. Hopefully the audio will go through. The video might be choppy for a second. I'll make sure it's connected before we get going. I'm going to pull up each screenshot. This is challenging Mysterious Forces Live and a few other people, Stephen Cambria or something like that. Back when all this happened, what's strange is, to every one of those places that I went, I didn't see them reviewing the evidence, which maybe they didn't care that it was contested or whatever it might be. I guess they didn't even take it seriously that it was contested at the time. What's definitely for sure is, before I can stream, this is going to have to actually connect to YouTube. You can hear me? Well, I'm only sending 2... Oh, it just kicked up to 6K, 6 mega... Okay, maybe we'll get it... Okay, it might work now. Okay, so, you've got video. Okay, let me know if the video gets choppy or anything. So, sorry for the people that already saw this. I'm going to have to do a 30-second thing here. There is an accusation that a pretty famous dude named Corey Goode in the ufology community from channel Gaia TV. I don't want to say this word. I'll get demonetized, but doxed. An accusation that he doxed Joe from the Carolinas. It came about from another YouTuber, CW, who I'm debating. He's accepted the debate. Problem is, I have now emailed him since yesterday 4 or 5 times asking him to pick the day. He hasn't mailed me back today. It's very strange. He's very active on social media, all forms of it on most days, including YouTube. Let's just hope. I don't know. He didn't check his email yet. Maybe he will. Maybe one of you guys that watch him or will go email him for me. Maybe, leave him a comment. Politely letting him know that the email's waiting for him so that we have the day set. I can't get the moderators and everybody to be there ready if he doesn't let me know. I already told him I'd do whatever day he wants. Okay. At the core of this whole thing, though, there are screenshot evidence. I've went in, made sure that no person's name is shown or any company that they could work for or address is there. Luckily, didn't have to do a lot because this is all that I was sent that night. I will show the actual email so that you see it for yourself. So that you see that what was said, what was sent, when it was sent, all that good stuff. Full transparency. Something that Mysterious Forces and the other people involved aren't willing to give. They seem very biased, in my opinion. Now, as I slide through, this is what you're about to see. These are the ones from the first day. After we go through the ones from the first day, we will go into the ones from the second day. Day 1, he showed these screenshots. Strange thing is, he received a massive pushback after day 1. And the second day he went live, he had Kelly with him, and he showed 2 new screenshots. I have them, and I'm going to show them to you. Now, he's mentioned in these screenshots once, but not towards the capacity of a doxing, not towards the capacity of what he claimed. And in these screenshots, Corey Goode giving Joy some type of permission or whatever was stated by him was only towards them, I believe, making a meme. So in order for anyone out there to believe that Goode did it, and this is what I realized when I went back and read them, took a closer look at them along with all the other YouTubers and viewers that helped me in Discord, we all came to the determination that after all the screenshots that we've seen, everything that's there, we can't draw the conclusion that Corey Goode ordered anything we can't draw the conclusion that this group was set there on the purpose of doxing specific people, okay? And after going back yesterday, last night, this morning, whatever you describe it as, I actually have now come to a logical determination that I think many of you will agree with me on, unless you're sided and biased, because what I invite you to do is to be neutral. Take yourself out of this situation and go in and apply anyone's names to this. You got me? Like, imagine that it's me and Kev Baker, and the orders are coming down from our top, okay? Or somebody, all right? Switch the names around. Be neutral. Don't link it to people. Don't give yourself a preconceived notion, right? Keep all the conditions the same, and don't give yourself a hello double, my bro. Thanks you, dude. Yes. We need a couple more. I think we need like 8 more to get a new emoji. So thank you, bro. We're getting closer and closer to the new emojis. Okay. Now, this is something I've tried not to do because it's something that should be done on a personal level. All right? For the people that are concerned with this, you would think they'd go in themselves. There it is. Double. Thank you. Here's what the screenshots say. Now, we're going into this. If you're here for the truth, go in neutral and let's read them. After that, after we go through this and the next days, you know, from the second video, the screenshots from the second video, and I've made my case, I'm then going to tell you the inconsistencies and why they matter with Kelly and who she is, her past. Something I also have tried to avoid to the best of my capacity until realizing that if you hear her talk on she had some interviews that was just her on some podcasts after this all happened. And unfortunately, she doesn't need CW in order to tell the exact narrative that he tells. So we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, got it all. Here we go. Here's exactly what the screenshots say. Here is the intel that I received from Corey Goode CG, who is Corey Goode, while I was gone. Now, I'll read it, but right now you've got one person out of the group who claims to speak to Goode. Now, some people will say, you know, what if she's lying? We're not even going to consider that. We're going to give them so much. We're going to give the side that makes the claim so much in this that we're just going to assume a lot of things. We won't need to confirm it. We won't need to worry. We'll just go off Joy's word because, like, for all we know, he could just say, I never talked to her about this. We won't even go there. Let's just assume she's being honest. We're going to give them so much, and it's still going to come out the other end that it's bullshit. Good. People should post that the first person to use the secret space program is no longer living, and that his research incorrect. Obviously means to say is incorrect. It gives a link. Good. Whole Life Expo 89. The guy wrote Beyond a Pale Horse. James Corey Goode. Need people to post image. Next screenshot. Oh, I almost forgot the most important thing. Does this screenshot contain instruction to dox, evidence of him doxing, or an inference at all? No. Good. Secret space program is not trademarked. Well, this is typed. Good. Okay? This is not him typing. Let's make sure everyone's straight. This is a person. This is another person claiming that they have been given instruction from Goode to say this. Good. SSP is not trademarked. Secret space program is not trademarked. SSP is. Somebody else trademarked space program. How is this a violation when Milton William Cooper coined the phrase and 89 is now dead? TM trademark for secret space program and a link. Does this give any instruction for doxing? Does this give any instruction for any of the stuff that was claimed by the group? By Mysterious Forces Live, Chanter, and Kelly? No. Why am I adding Mysterious Forces in here? Well, if you go watch her Unigate video, you'll understand why. She definitely sided with them. I don't even think she asked for these from Chanter. I don't even think she asked to be shown these. Very much disrespectful. Very much not in for the truth. But there's a reason for that, and I'll give it to you later. Turns out this whole group is aligned to a different broadcaster who's had a lot of interactions with Goode and has a little thing going with them. So the next one, a link to, I guess, a tweet here. Okay, you will see Organa's post in the groups. I am doing a few at a time. Why is this relevant? Let's go to the big screen. I don't want anyone saying, you cut the bottom off. Why is this relevant? Well, it's relevant because he's trying to make the case that she controls a certain Twitter account called the Organa Otteron account. So does this give the, and I'm not, look, we're going to literally break these down for what they are. Does this give that inference of doxing? No. Does it give the inference of harassment or anything like that? No. Orders from Goode to do any of the crazy things he was accused of? No. Does it give the inference that Joy controls that Twitter account? This one doesn't, but hold on, we might get to some. Okay. Anyone got any questions? Anybody got any questions? Please put them in the chat. Mods tag me. I'll try not to miss any. Let's see how many people who talked about Doxgate, Mysterious Forces, that Steven guy. Hold on, I'm losing my internet again. Hold up. If you don't have any problems, type in internet hiccup. Oh, it came back in. I might get some internet hiccups, y'all. Stick with me. We're going to get through this, even though we're having crappy connections to YouTube. All right, everything looking good again. On the playback, it'll just all, you won't even see anything. Anyone that's watching on the playback, sorry, we just had a hiccup. You won't even see anything on the playback. Of course, it'll just be like, it'll just cut out the part where the internet hiccuped. So what was I saying there? We'll see if Mysterious Forces, we'll see if every person who talked about this story in the beginning is going to be willing to talk about this after I'm done. Because I'm literally making... I'm not doing what Chanter did. I'm not sitting here telling you a determination. I'm literally proving it. Okay. In the next day or so, please do not decline any friend request from Organa Otteron smiley face. Somebody puts this in. You can see it. Elizabeth Pellegrin. She sent you a PM personal message, lol. Or feel free to send her a request, you all even better. Is this basically an inference that she is or knows Otterana? Sure it is. But does it mean that she is Otterana? Let's go. I would think myself, just being honest, I'm like, because of this screenshot, 80% that she is Otterana, 20% that she's not, but I'm not willing to go in and say, yes, she is. But it doesn't matter. There's nearly no reason to even worry about that. Okay. Pellegrin, she sent you a P. Oh, this is the bottom of that one. I don't have one. I just PM'd. Just came through. JJ question mark. Oh, duh. Haha. All good. I hope you all will like the profile photo. Lol. I am easing into it so they don't suspend it. Lol. This one does give him more of an inference. Okay? Now, like I said, is there a case anyone could make that she's not? Sure. After reading this one, I go up to around 90%. Okay. Same one, right? Exact same one. It's just copied twice. He sent it like that. Wait, is that the one from before? I hope you all like the profile photo. It's the bottom of that. It won't let me add you. Really? Oh, wait, I can fix that. Did I message the right one? Recommend me a group. I added you. She is also now on Twitter. It's the comment at the bottom that makes me be the 10%. It sounds like she's referring to it as she is this account, but also referring to it just maybe as if she has knowledge of the account. That's why I'm not 100. It doesn't say anything bad about CW's narrative or rude or anything. In fact, when I read this at first, on the day that I ran the story, I was just in agreement that, yeah, there's a little bit of doubt, but it's not enough to make me worry. So whatever. But that's not, that isn't front and center to the main allegation. So let's keep moving. You can go into it. They locked the account. Joyce submitted Roger meme to Meccan. Approved. Your tweet is gone, Rob. I'm sorry. So I hit up Facebook now that I'm off Twitter. Cannot use my account and go full bore with some of what I want to post now. Patience is a effing B, I'll say. You can see what it says. Anyone can redo it. Post the meme only from your fake account. This is my assertion that this is a meme group. Now, is a meme group bad? No, because Chanter does the same thing. Is it bad that these guys all sit around and talk on Messenger? Not right now to this point. No. Does it seem like they're a little bit trolly? Sure, but who's not, right? I know that people in that play video games have messenger groups and they sit and talk like this. I'm going to go troll Doc. Oh, throw that meme at him. I'm just saying this doesn't allude to any type of nefariousness, although there will be some, and I will criticize it. I'm just sticking with what we got up to now. Okay, now she's saying unfollow Organa on Twitter if you have a chance to. Close is all. What's happened, says Steve. You just don't want your real alias associated with her on Twitter right now because of who you are. She's going on hot. And also, CG gave us a good article outline on WhatsApp. I'm not going to be able to get in there for a while. I'm sorry. Hopefully, I can get all this sorted out next week. This is someone else. Or it's Steve. I unfollowed, by the way. Does this allude to her being the account? Slightly not. Still referring to the third person. Most likely on purpose. But you know what? Still. There is something neat about this, though. We see the top. Business only, Team Majestic. We see the left, right? This is just a Facebook group. It's just a Facebook Messenger group that people talk in, all right? It's not like this. For one, where is this secret message group? It's this right here. See it right here? So all this other stuff are regular messages. This is why I said not all of these are from this group. Let's roll that in for a minute. Not all of the evidence he put out is from this group. That is exceptionally important. If we don't have the entire thing, if we can't see the full screen, we can't determine if a message has come from the main group. We cannot determine if it's not just another message, if it's not just another, person's messenger. Each of these are messages on Messenger. We don't know, like if you see the group here and you see this up here, now you know that this is from the group. But some of these screenshots, you have no clue. Now, why does that matter? This is what I was trying to say by some of these are fake, because it is my opinion that some of them are fake. Why? Because why wouldn't... The best way to do this would be to record it, not to take screenshots. Screenshots are so easily manipulatable. I'm not going to make that case. That's not going to be the case I make. The case I'm going to make is, regardless of where or what these say, there is no proof of Doxgate, but also we don't even have enough data to make a determination if all of these messages came from this group, or how easy would it be to mimic this inside of Messenger? All you'd have to do is have a screenshot that doesn't show the top and the sides. All you'd have to do is create 3 Twitter accounts with you can right click these and download their profile, or you can copy the page and copy these profile pictures. So if I wanted to mimic them, I would take Joy's here. I'd take that picture. And then I would make a new Facebook account and use Joy's picture, a new Messenger account and use Steve's picture, and I'd zoom in so that you can't see the top or the sides, and then I would type it myself so that I could make them say whatever they want. They could have done that with many like this one. Why in the world would we be given one that's not showing the top and the sides? It would be too easy to fake this. This was why I said that some of these screenshots can't even be used as evidence. Luckily, it's not going to matter. But I'm saying the integrity of these screenshots are very, very suspect. Okay? Now, you guys know that I reached out to CW, Chanter, and Kelly in the beginning of this whole mess, this whole boring, shitty mess. Any of my normal viewers, I apologize for this shitty thing I'm doing right now. I swear to God, after the debate, it's done. He wants to go lying about it and all that, refer people to the debate, because I'm going to smash every point he makes with hard evidence in the debate, and I'm going to make people like Mysterious Forces Live eat their words, okay? It won't matter. I don't think they're honest enough to apologize or even accept the truth due to their allegiances to other people in the community like Jimmy Church and them. But anyway. So, why is this wrong? And I'm going to close this and go back to this one and we'll keep going. But why is this wrong? There is no top. There is no side. You don't know where this came from. You don't know if CW literally or Kelly could have just copied Joy's avatar. It doesn't even matter what this says, by the way. This doesn't have any of the evidence that they need anyway. This is just a different picture. But they could have copied Joy's avatar, named an account Joy, and sent themselves this message and just copied it. We don't know that it's from a secret troll group, a specific group. We don't on the side. What do we know? We don't know where it came from. Okay? So, you know, thinking about it from that perspective, I think some of my initial questions on the validity of these actually come into play, right? We should be demanding that we know this came from the secret troll group and wasn't manufactured. You wouldn't even have to use Photoshop to fake this. You could test me right now. Get on a PC, create a new Facebook Messenger account, grab somebody else's avatar, name yourself, you know, Bob, and put the avatar there, send a message and screen cap it, and you could make this. There's literally no way to determine where it came from, if it's from the group that they're claiming it's from, or what messenger it came from. No way to tell whatsoever. You got me? The only way you know where it came from, to an extent, is when you see this at the top and the stuff on the side. Why didn't they show us the whole side? You know, this is what always starts these weird questions. Remember, think back to when we had Discord logs come out and all. Oh, God, here I go. We back? Okay. I am going to push through the internet hiccups to get this out because it matters. The only reason I'm doing this, normally if I have internet hiccups, I just don't stream. I just record a video or go on the other networks. It makes for a bad YouTube video, but we're going to get it done. People don't like watching when there's a lot of buffer anyway. I don't either. It's not my fault. It's coming from YouTube, guys. A lot of streams have been doing it. Hopefully they get it worked out today. Okay. So do you understand what I'm saying about the validity? So how many of these do we know where they come from? Let's just, now we're going to stay, now keep an eye on this one. This one has the top and the sides. This is the one that starts with tag to Chapman, unfollow Organa, and at the bottom, I unfollowed by the way. Okay, here, let me show you in the newsroom. So we'll be back to this one in just a moment. I want to go through how many of these we have no idea where they came from. We have no idea what group they're from. We just have no idea. This one, each of these that I'm going to show you, each of the screenshots that I'm about to show you could have been fabricated without Photoshop just by creating a new account. We've got one. We've got two. I'm going to do it for all of them, that just so you know. There's three. This one does have it. This one does have it. 4. We've got 5. This one has it. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. We're going to go back to all these. 13. 14, 15, 16, 17. I'll go ahead and call this one. There's enough of this side to be able to call it. We'll say 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 out of 42. 34 screenshots out of 42 purposely have the top cut off and the side. The only things that can prove to us where they came from, who they're connected to, and if they are even slightly fake or real. What was it? How many? 30 what? 5 out of 42? 34 out of 42? 34 out of 42 are purposely cropped to a point where if they wanted to, easily they could create a new Messenger account, use the image that they have there, and make the account say whatever it wants, and you would never know the difference because of it being purposely cropped. You do understand me. I know Mysterious Forces Live has a hard time understanding evidence like this, along with some of the people that support them. So let me explain this one more time. This screenshot does show the name of the group that it came from. And on the left, it shows some information when we should be given all if we're expected to use it as evidence or believe it. When you zoom in away from the left and the top and you don't know what group it came from and you don't know what happened on the left of it, there's no evidence there to say that it is real. Why? Because you or I or anyone could test it right now on a PC, make a new Messenger account, use one of their profile pictures that you can download by right-clicking them if you have them on there, or just find the picture or however you want to do it. As long as you get their profile picture, you can load it into a different Messenger, change the name of the account to the name you want it to display, type whatever you want, and if it's zoomed in, if it's cropped out, you have no clue whether it was faked or real. These things at the top and at the left are the only things that show where it came from and and if it's real or not. And even then, that's not enough data. We should be given the full screen. We should be given all of it, and then it should be redacted. If there's something on the left that they don't want us to see, redact it, but you can't expect a community to damn somebody else, even if you don't like them. Like, if I don't like somebody, I can't damn them off of cropped in screenshots that literally you could say whatever you want without even photoshopping. Now, what I want is to make sure that everyone in the chat understands it, because it's a major point to this story. So I want to pull my chat up right now. Anybody that wants to, I don't care if you're a criticizer of me or not. You tell me if you don't understand what I'm saying. Tell me. People in my chat, tell me, what do you think about what I just showed you? They are zoomed in to the point where there is no way to prove it one way or the other. And yet we are considering it, not us now because of me realizing all these things. I have apologized and corrected from my side, but there is still a large number of people making videos almost on a weekly or daily basis about this, clickbaiting it, acting like they are victimized by it, and we don't even know. We don't even have enough evidence. This is what I asked for from CW and Kelly. Satellite gets it. Anyone else out there? You get my point double? Okay, just making sure, my dude. Because, you know, I'm in top chat. All right, Chess, but yeah, I don't care. It'll still show the messages. What I'm trying to say here, the only identifiable things we have is missing in 34 out of 42. And I'm even being nice. War, valid point. Thank you. Why has Joy not made comments about this? I'm sure she has. You need to ask them. I'm here to look at the evidence and determine whether they have proved their case. They did not. They are the ones that brought this to us. They need to go out and do some real journalism like I'm doing right now to get to this point. They need to go out and do their job. If they want to make this giant claim, they need to be able to prove it. They are LARPing if they can't prove a giant claim they make. In fact, that's their sole basis for criticizing Corey Goode. I've criticized Goode. You've probably criticized Goode. Doesn't mean I'm going to let him get framed for something. Now, when I reached out to Chanter and Kelly, I explained this to them. I explained to them that their screenshots did not provide enough verifiable evidence because they were cropped. You can go back and listen to my streams. You can go find them out on Twitter or on Periscope, Twitter, and D Live, wherever you want to go to get them. And you can hear what I asked of Kelly and CW. This is why I've been telling people that I retract my original story, because I have to. I can't frame somebody. Now, I didn't, when this first happened, I didn't immediately jump up and say, it's all messed up, these guys are I said, I want Kelly, please, and CW to get a hold of me or Kev Baker if they don't like me, because Kev is a neutral YouTuber. Whether he likes me or not is not, what does that have to do with anything? You're going to literally throw away someone's entire credibility, whether they like my show or not. You know, the people over there on that side. Shows you how fickle they are. Shows you how ridiculous they are. Shows you how quickly they'll damn someone for their own personal bias or reason. We'll skip that, though. I must make this a major point of contention. This means that any screenshot that is zoomed out cannot be said is from this private group. We don't know that it is. All we have is a claim from Kelly that it is, backed up by CW that it is. Now, they could have just streamed this and chose to put out zoomed in, cropped out pictures instead. I'm making sure I don't have anyone in here asking, you know, any little thing about this point. I want to make sure I contend to every point that's out there. I want to make sure. I think that I will attest to you, this point alone should call into question their entire narrative. 100%. They also should not be permitted to continue going around and spreading this false narrative while doing such piss poor proving of their evidence. I find it insulting to the community. I find it, and they know this. They have chosen, instead of getting recutting the screenshots so that we can see. Here's the other point of contention. When I let them know this and said, we need the screenshots, we need them to be full screen. Yes, you can redact things off of the left that do not go into this subject. We're not going to penalize you for anything, but we want to make sure that this is all real and good. That's why CW Chanter started to demonize me. That's why Kelly demonized me, and that's why Mysterious Forces Live demonized me. Right there. Peter says it would not stand up in any court. No timestamp or date or other info. It could have been made in a notepad. No, well, and I'm not going to go that far. They are nice enough in certain screenshots to hover their freaking picture over on certain screenshots, they're nice enough to try to make the date showable. In certain ones. But in 34 out of 42 of the original screenshots. Now, to me, this is why CW deleted the stream. If Corey Goode would have struck him with a privacy complaint, CW Chanter would have shown the privacy complaint and went batshit crazy on him. I've never believed that he got a privacy complaint. I think anyone that would have struck him with a privacy complaint, he would have showed the community and shared it with the community, and until I see it, I'm not believing it. I think he deleted the stream. I think he filed his own privacy complaint, and that's why he didn't share it if he didn't share it. And if he did share it, I'll change what I'm saying. That's why, though, I think it's hard to find whether or not the privacy complaint is public. Any YouTuber takes privacy, illegal, improper strikes and shows them to the community so people can stand up for them and argue for them. Why not do it in this one? Really strange. Really strange. Now, let's keep going, but I'm sorry, everybody. I know that you're going to say, shut up, Uni, but it's so massive. 32 out of 34 out of 42 of the original screenshots are cropped in. They do not show what group they are from like this one does. They do not show if they're even in what messenger they're from. That means if I wanted to fake this screenshot, I wouldn't have to go to Photoshop. Why is that important? Because going to Photoshop creates traces that we can analyze to prove that it's fake. Going to Photoshop would actually make us more detectable to figure out which ones are fake and real. But with it cropped like this, they could do the faking in Messenger easily. Yes, CW knew this ever since the beginning, and yes, Kelly did too. They, instead of addressing my criticisms in a adult way, fixing it, retaking the screenshots, giving them to us so we could validate them, they attacked us, they demonized us, and they tried to turn the community against us. I gave it some time to let everyone calm down, and now I'm going to spend the debate and this video completely destroying his narrative. All right. Ash, are you okay? Oh, I like you, Ash. Sorry, you gotta go. I don't know what that means, but if you want to go talking about penises, you might have to get out of the chat. I do like you, though. Maybe you come back sometime. All right. So here we go. Next screenshot. Lol, I swear I'm paying attention. You can see who she tagged in the tweets to his page, too. So it's just retweeting some stuff from Morgana Alderaan and the people tagged. Does that have any evidence of doxing? Any evidence of orders from Corey Goode to dox? Any evidence of any of the things claimed? No. Moving on. This is the last I will mention of the political stuff. But because you are known to be close to me publicly, I feel I should let you know that my alternate is on the radar of dark journalists, Jason Rice, etc. They are pissed. If anyone tries to get info from you or fuzzy up to you about the whole thing or me, just tell them you know nothing, especially if Rita, etc. Rita is Jimmy Church's wife. I think. Wife, girlfriend. She will try to get info that way, that's all. Not that you all would, but I'm letting you know it's gotten pretty serious, as hard evidence is coming out against the usual suspects. I love you all. Last I will say, or trouble you guys with it, loads of love, 0x, 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 0. Any evidence whatsoever of doxing? No. Any evidence of harassment? Maybe a little. We'll go there in a second. Any evidence that Corey Goode gave any orders here to do any of the things to CW Chanter? Nothing. So what do we have here? We basically have her going to Twitter with a secondary account. Could it be Morgana Alderaan? Sure could. I'm with you 90% on it. Like I said, could it be that she was out there spreading around, I don't know, the memes they created in this group? Yes, that's what this looks like. They have been memeing out by their own admission and by these screenshots against dark journalists and others. We'll get to more as we go. My point is, this is not evidence of doxing. This is not evidence that this group has something to do with doxing. Are you starting to see a trend? You're starting to see a trend, right? Hey, Mysterious Forces Live. You know all those things you were willing to say about me in front of all the people that watched you, all 10 of them? Yeah. Kind of fucked up to say all those things about me when I'm the one sitting here getting to the truth in this situation. Sitting here busting down narratives and lies. I hope you fix this, Mysterious Forces Live. I hope you do. Because I will do a mini red pill to pay the bills. I will. I'll hook you up. I'll let people know how biased you really are. And then I'll talk about the past interactions you have with Jimmy Church and a few other people that are working for him and with him. Not even framing Jimmy Church as a bad guy. I'm not saying Jimmy knows about these people. I'm saying that these people are heavily sided to Jimmy Church for whatever reason. Not these people, the Mysterious Forces Live in them. Next up. Ron, yes, says pending. Joy, got it, approved. Changing to me. Other account, hold on, from Rob. Joy, thumbs up. Does this have any evidence of doxing? Any evidence of harassment? Any evidence of anything that CW Chanter claimed? No. No. Do you want to read it again? Let's move. I would like you to zoom in here. Now, do you realize what's really funky weird about all this? A lot of these guys that are having these little pictures of them here, you can literally go to Facebook and right-click them, go to Save As, and download their picture. Then you know what you can do? You can create a new Messenger account and use their picture and their name on a new Facebook Messenger account, right? Then you can go to Messenger and message people, and you could screen cap it and make it say whatever you want. How would we know if that happened in any of these? Well, if they aren't zoomed in on the crop. I think it is highly insane that we have proof that they can screenshot the entire screen and give it to us in some of them, but in others, they zoom in on the crop. I just want to make sure you got this. I just want to make sure you're getting this. This is why I've stood up. I've stood up because it needs to happen. People need to say these things, and all the intimidation tactics that people like Mysterious Forces Live and those other trolls out there want to use, they're not going to work. I'm going to speak the truth no matter how much crap you talk about me. Honestly, when you talk crap about me, it's just as effective as if you didn't, because the people will still come to my channel to check me out for themselves. They're not sheep. They are people. They are adults. They do think for themselves. And I think after they hear me and they see the points I make, you know, I hate saying it, but they tend to stick around. Just saying. I'm in. I'm on it. I submitted as Theo needs approval. So why is this screenshot? Now, see, I made several statements that CW warped out of me saying that these are fishy screenshots, strange screenshots, weird screenshots. You want to know what's so weird about this one? What in the Sam hell would you zoom in that close on this? What do you not want us to see about what's above it? What do you not want us to see about what's below it? Right? What do you not want us to know about what's to the left of it? Or what group it's from? All that information has been purposely taken out. This is strange because this ties Ron to a certain other account. Now, if you wanted to tie Ron to a certain other account, would you have to Photoshop this picture? You wouldn't? You mean all you'd have to do is go to his Facebook, download that picture, put it into a messenger, and then message somebody, zoom in and take the screenshot, add it to your little cache of screen. Maybe that's why the metadata is different in a lot of these. Maybe that's why the metadata, a lot of it's from a month ago, a lot of it's from months back, and then some of it's from the day of Doxgate. Remember when I pulled up the metadata on all these? Remember, the metadata was stripped out in any other place where you see these screenshots. I was sent them through email in haste by CW. I have the metadata, and the metadata is really weird. Remember when we looked at it that night? It kind of like might be explainable. It's like maybe they wanted to tie Ron to a certain account, whoever he is. I don't know who he is. Maybe they wanted to tie him to a certain account. Maybe that would be beneficial to their story or beneficial to something about him, right? You getting what I'm saying so far? So I'm just saying this. If you wanted to prove your side, you would have made sure that these things didn't happen. Well, damn, it's like I told CW and Kelly this over and over and over, and all they did was attack me. I think they attacked me because, well, let's see their options. They could either attack me and try to demonize me to their audience, or they could have just retaken the screenshots because they admitted they still had access to the Facebook and could have sent them to us, and we could have all been okay, other than for what they say, of course. Take a look. Keep an eye on DJ Twitter page. Hi, Joy. I have a small bit of back info for DJ article that may flesh out. Thank you. That's great. Jordan did a video a year ago when DJ attacked him, so may give a bit of back story to your recent findings. I'll put it into WhatsApp. Do I have to make the same point a million times? Any evidence of doxing? No. Any evidence of any of the stuff claimed by CW Chanter? No. And do we have a verifiable left side to be able to tell where it came from? No. And do we have a verifiable top to be able to determine what group it's from? No. You're starting to notice that trend, right? Now, this is just a link to the video. Jordan has a hater. So it's pretty much the same with a couple edits. That will help give me a bit of a baseline things to look into. Or did you make a start on this already? Actually, I've been so busy tweeting and making memes I haven't. And if anything, could you write what you can? I could theoretically finish at ? Or something like that. ? What DYT ? Heart. Any evidence of doxing? No. Any evidence of what CW Chanter claimed? No. On the left, do we see where this came from? No. And at the top, do we know where it came from? No. Okay, here we go. More info. Name. claimed from Corey Goode with just his initials. Gaia people have taken over so many spiritual businesses and churches, etc. Emory is not listed in a database of the past or current surgical first assistants. Link. Any evidence of doxing? No. Any evidence of anything CW and Kelly claimed? No. Anything on the left so that we know who this came from? No. Anything on the top so we can verify it's not fake? No. So basically, all the people that are believing these Mysterious Forces Live and all these other sheep out there that are getting fooled by CW and Kelly, you guys just chirped his whole narrative with no evidence to do so. Well, damn, you acted like that's what I was doing. Weird. See, you may not know who I am or my past here on this network. I don't have a dog in your crazy conspiracy fight. I'm here to either show the audience that it happened or that it didn't and give them the truth. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Next up, this does have some names redacted and 3 names of companies redacted. There are good reasons for that. They have nothing to do with the story. If you need to check it to the original post, it is on the... Somebody type the name of the forums it's on. I've already showed it on my channel 80 times, or I'd go into it more. Satellite says, my question, how did Kelly get invited given her obvious alliance with church? CW Chanter admitted, and I have clips, that he contacted Kelly all the way back to when Doxgate started, worked with her all the way through November up to February when Doxgate happened, when he released it, and had to spend months talking her into releasing Doxgate to the public. That's how Kelly got mixed into this. I attest to you that Kelly buddied up to this group, pulled those screenshots herself, and crafted the narrative of Doxgate with CW Chanter to frame Corey Goode so that they could get attention, so that they could get shared by Jimmy Church, because Jimmy Church wasn't really sharing her that much. A little bit, but not much until after November. Weird. You get me? We'll get to more of that. Not November, I'm sorry, February. Anyway, we'll get to that in the debate. Here we go. CGREES. It shows that his EMT status expired in 96. There's no evidence of him being a paramedic. Levels of lowest to highest EMR, EMT, AEMT, paramedic. James Corey Goode, his ex-girlfriend, redacted, is the president of Redacted, which was a company previously registered under Emory's name, as well as 2 medical distribution companies, Redacted and Redacted. James Corey Goode, then her sister and mother-in-law also own biomedical companies. James Corey Goode, tell me, how does this one absolutely no medical education and in a foreign country do that? Quote, any evidence of what CW claimed? No. Any evidence of doxing? No. Do we have the left so that we can confirm this came from any specific person? No. Do we have the top so we can confirm that it came from the group that they claim it came from? No. Next. CG, an article and video on Emory and all the other stuff we had, along with some info about him ripping off people at events and locally in meetup groups before Dylan's show tonight. CG, sending you another one. It's okay, I'm being paranoid. 2-way to search by entity name and registrant name. Here is the search by registrant name, so more than came up. Does this show any evidence of doxing? No. Does this show any evidence of what CW and Kelly claimed? No. To the left, do we have a signifying mark of where it came from? No. And at the top, do we have a signifying mark of where it was, what group it was in? No. Moving on. I am sorry, audience. I love you. I'm sorry that we have to do this. Only agreeing to do this because everybody involved is saying that this will be the end all. This will be the end all for this subject on the debate with Chanter that is going to happen at the beginning of next week. He's already agreed to it. Only reason this is coming up, only reason I'm saying this is because they have literally been slandering me and lying about me too. Mysterious Forces Live, CW, Kelly. I come out of the... They freaking talk about me so much ever since this all happened, dude. It's almost like a weird obsession. You get me? Doesn't even have to have any new information come up. They're just on it, doggone it. So we've all decided that this will be the end all. So I'm getting it done. I'm agreeing to those terms. Let's keep going. Now, this is sharing an email. Just for the sake of transparency and to make sure, I will read the email, even though I feel like this should be private, to make sure that everyone knows. We will read it. So this is from email addressed at date to email address, dear name. I can confirm that Smith is approximately acknowledged on the paper and that you can see in the paper specifics that he was involved in collecting materials for my analysis. At every stage of the process, Smith was collegial, honest, courteous, and ethical. As to his other claims and involvement in other investigations of government programs, I have zero knowledge or honestly not even watched the other interviews I think you are talking about, though I have heard of them secondhand. Hope that helps. Name. An article and video on Emery and all of this and other stuff we had, along with some info about him ripping off people at events and local meetup groups before Dolan's show tonight. CG, sending you another one. It's okay. I'm being paranoid. 2 ways to search by. Does this have any evidence of doxing? No. Does it have any evidence of what CW and Kelly claimed? No. Is there any evidence to the left of where it came from so that we can have an identifier? No. And at the top, do we see what group is it in? No. We have no idea to any of these claims. Next, I keep getting loads of intel on ES, Emery Smith, round the clock wow, from people in Boulder that have seen his shenanigans in action. I even have proof, photos, etc. between us, heart emojis. Does this show to any evidence of doxing? No. Does it have any evidence of what CW and what Kelly claimed? No. On the left, nothing. Well, on the left, just a slight look, but do you notice anything? Now, it's not grayed. So we don't know where this came from. It is not showing us a group. This is the same standard as every other screenshot. Now, when you click on this, it grays it out. As you saw in the original, I'll just pull it. There are so few of these that actually have what group it is from. Now, this was purposeful. See how this is grayed out right here? That means that they've clicked into the above Team Majestic group. But look here. They have specifically taken out what is above this screenshot. They have specifically taken out what is below this screenshot. Why? I thought they were trying to give us the truth. Kelly, does Kelly come up once in this? Is she in any of this? I wonder what Kelly was doing in this group. You know, it's weird because I don't see Kelly talking at all in this group. At all. I wonder if this is even Kelly's. There's so many questions you could ask yourself. You haven't seen one word from Kelly, have you? You won't. She's not in it. Do we see where it came from on the left? No. Do we see the group that it is on the top? No. Is it from, does it have any evidence of doxing? No. And does it have any evidence of CW and Kelly's claims? No. By the way, I planned on doing this ever since a few months ago. You know how I am. I like to wait a few months so everybody can talk a lot and talk their shit and act like all their... I like to let them, you know, really make a fool out of themselves so that I can swoop in a couple months later and completely drop a Moab on them. Thank you all so much. I know many of us within our groups have similar concerns since he first came out, but we also didn't realize he was taking place behind the scenes. So we took a face value until we learned otherwise. Plus, his response to DW and CG for leaving on JC was kind of the final straw. What are you finding out from these screenshots? That they are a group of friends. They like to make memes. They do write articles on certain people. Maybe that's their job. Maybe they're propagandists. Who knows? But we do know that in the very least, this is just a group of people talking. The final straw for me, but because he was still appearing at the SBA events in the past summer, I didn't make waves, and I decided I would wait and see. Is there anything wrong with these discussions or anything you've seen up to now? Have you had similar talks like this in your Facebook and your Twitter? Of course you have. Have you made memes before? Probably. I'm not saying I approve of any of it. I do know that they did. I don't know if they did. I know that people harassed Dark's journalist. I know they did. And I'm not defending the people that did it. I'm telling you the facts about the screenshots from Chanter. Yes, Dark Journalist was harassed. Criminally, in my opinion. But so is Corey Goode, in my opinion. From CW Chanter and Kelly. And I think he should take both of them to court, not just CW. If he hears the podcast that Kelly went on, he's going to want to take her too. I didn't make waves. I decided I would wait and see. I guess legally they had to let him appear as he was on contract for the joint event. And they basically avoided each other, and he and DW must have had a falling out sometime since, as DW does have ES number now. Plus, ES kept promoting Greer's narrative, which I have issues with. I've just listened to all the chats, and wow is all I can say and think of saying right now. the way he'd say we're not really ready for full disclosure and how the basic conversation. But do you notice something about this screenshot? 1, there's no evidence of doxing. 2, there's no evidence of any of CW or Kelly's claims. 3, on the left, it's not from the group. Wait, what? It's not from the troll group. Well, that's weird. Why are they mixing up the groups that it's from? I thought that we were being shown that this was all from a secret troll group called the SBA Above Majestic Task Force thing. Well, CW, Kelly, why are you sharing personal messages with people and not messages from the group? Well, holy shit, UNIRock, when you stood up and said some of these screenshots are fake, you were right. When you stood up and said that the screenshots weren't as they were being represented, you were right. Holy shit, brah. Man, some people owe me an apology. Mysterious Forces, I think you do too. I'm willing to accept it and still come on your show and talk to you. But I do think you're sided. I think you're on their side and no amount of facts will matter. I think you're part of their troll group. I'm willing to talk to you. I'm willing to go on your show and confront you and literally say this to you live on your own show. Any evidence of what they claimed? No. Any evidence of what? Any evidence of doxing, harassment, whatever they said? No. On the left, does it come from the group they claimed it came from? No. This is just them talking. Literally, this is just DMs. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't that what I said it was? I swear I came out in one of my streams when I first started talking about this, telling you that not all of these even came from the secret group. You all said I was not my audience. The CW channel said I was a liar. I can prove it. Damn. Well, at the top we just don't see that thing. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they thought if they cut off the top, you know, maybe that's what they thought. We cut off the top, they'll never know that we're just sharing DMs. Maybe they'll never know that these aren't even secret troll groups. They're just DMs. Next. I am sorry, I'm waiting on intel from somebody else, but long story short, we need someone to email JC to ask ES. It might be Jim. I'm not asking you to do that, don't worry, lol. I think this is a DM too. I don't think this is the troll group. I think this is... You know why I think they mixed in some of these? Because they just didn't have shit. They knew they needed a lot of messages in order to really try to make people believe their narrative, so they just mixed in a bunch of, you know, regular, just like I said, regular messages to people. And then exactly, busy, I know, right? Jimmy here with whatever. We got, I think ES tried to kind of set up me back when, and oh, it has to do with DW resignation letter and Gaia. Any evidence of doxing? No. Any evidence of what CW and Kelly claimed? No. Do we see where this came from on the left? Actually, we kind of can. It looks like it comes exactly from the last spot, which wasn't the SBA group. But we can't tell because they specifically purposely cut off the top. Why is everybody who doesn't agree with you a troll or in a troll group? Uni, I'm only after the truth and I'm not following any... I'm not talking to you then if that's the case. I didn't say every single person. I specifically said the people that said that to me. So please don't do the same thing to me that you're accusing me of. And if you want the truth, I got it for you. Here you are. So let's just get along because we both want the same thing then. Got it? All right. We're good. One more time because I was interrupted, and I don't mind. Thank you for asking the question. Oh, here we go. 1, no evidence of doxing. 2, doesn't fit the narrative that they pushed at all. The left is cut off, even though you can see that it still comes from private messages and not the secret troll group if you compare it to the last one that I said that from. The top is cut off so that you may not notice. I didn't say everyone. All of them. Got me? If I did, I misspoke. All of them. I don't know if you were here from when I did this last time and talked about this. Do you remember? You might have been here. Do you remember all that? I think I have a reason to be a little bit pissed at the trolls. Yeah, I do. CG, an article and video on Emery and all of this and other stuff we had, along with some info about him ripping off people at events and locally in meetup groups before Dolan's show tonight. CG, sending you another one. It's okay. I'm being paranoid. 2-way to search by entity name and registrant name. Here's the search by registrant name so more of us can come up. This is all about Emery Smith. On the left, we can see that it's from the group. Well, great. We can at least confirm that this one is, but it'd be nice to see the top, but I won't complain about it. Does it contain anything about doxing? No. Does it contain anything about harassment? No. On the left, we can see that it comes from the group. Finally. Finally. Great. But what is it showing? It's showing them looking up stuff about Emery Smith. Now, is Corey Goode typing in this? He's not. Can we infer that Corey Goode is saying what he's saying? I guess. If we read what she claims Corey is saying, does it sound bad? He's doing it in a private message. Okay? It's not illegal. It's not maybe him and Emery, something that happened with them, he needs to look something up and he's trusting her. Maybe not. Maybe he never said this to her and she's just acting like he did. Maybe he said it with negative intentions. Maybe he said it with bad intentions. Either way, you can't infer that from these messages, but it also serves not the narrative that he stated. We specifically want to know if he doxed Joe or gave orders to. We have not seen anything to that effect. We want to know if he gave orders to dox Chanter and his dad, even though we know they didn't get doxed and it was a lie. So we'll just take that one off the picture, but we'll look for it in here either way, right? And we want to know if they are instigating any harassment against dark journalists. That's what I care about. But when it comes to CW, nothing in here about a doxing whatsoever up to now. And they are keeping their communications private here. In fact, the only people who have thus shared personal messages, personal DMs, is Kelly and CW. There should be no reason whatsoever under the blue moon that they should share personal messages from people that were given with a or without the consent of the other person there, unless there's like a crime going on or something, right? They did that for no good reason. None at all. It's ridiculous. Next, top secret message from Corey Goode. Ooh, this might be good. Pun intended. I got from the meeting yesterday is that Gaia considers me their man, roadblock in their existence as a company to destroy me. We need to do articles pointed out how they are involved in destroying me behind the scenes, as well as blatantly supporting fake insiders for profit and control of the disclosure narrative. A few anonymous articles on their encounters with Emery would be good as well. They are freaked out about Emery's info coming out, JR being seen as a fraud. Now, before we consider the contents of this, I would like you to look extremely close at it. Now, if this was from Facebook, I don't know if you can tell, but you see that there's a line right here. See right here? You look real close. In Photoshop, right? I'll just show you here, and during the debate, I'll make my case. This is obviously Photoshopped. I don't know if you can tell by right there, but I will put it in, and during the debate, this screenshot is going to get processed directly into Photoshop and blown up so that you can see it up close. But if you can't, if you do put your head up close to your phone or screen, you're going to see a line going through the top of this. Take a look. See it right here? It's at the top of all these letters. Right there. See it? This is not the same as the rest of the font. This is not the same as the bottom. There is something manipulated in this, and I'll prove it during the debate. But let's just pretend like it's not. Let's pretend like it's valid and it hasn't been manipulated in any way. Does it have any evidence of doxing? No. Does it have any evidence of any of the claims that CW and Kelly made? No. When CW gave his narrative on the first day of Doxgate, did he say that Corey Goode was busted? He was against the wall. He was going to go to jail. All that crazy stuff. He did say it. I've got it recorded. None of what CW said you've seen yet in any of these. And you can't see the left, and you can't see the top. Therefore, you don't know where it came from. You can't confirm that it came from the group. For all we know, this is a private message because it's only got one person talking in it. All the group messages has a group talking in it. Next. This one, at least we can see the top, right? That helps. Why can't we see the left? CW and Kelly cropped these, not me. Don't tell anyone. Joy, did you stare earlier? Saudi money ties to GTV, question mark, question mark. Zero Heads just posted article. Blassie, U.S. media's despicable ties to Saudi money. Tie in Q info. You see what I see. Tie Jimmy to Dolan. Tie Dolan to GAIP or A? He mistyped. I'm sure it's supposed to say Gaia. Dolan and Sid Goldberg. Good thinking. Remind folks, Q no likely Saudi blank word. You can see what it is. Q followers know this. I do have a problem with this screenshot. I'll talk about it during the debate. We need to get through these. But this has no evidence of doxing or any of the claims that he made other than them. Like I said, that'll be for the debate. So I will give him 1 brownie point to CW. Now, he is at negative 63,189,453. So he goes up to 63 million negative, whatever I said, plus 1. Is there any evidence of doxing? No. Is there any evidence of the other narrative? We'll talk about it in the debate, but it doesn't go toward any of the stuff that they said anyway. It's just a small thing. Can you see the left to know that it's real? No. Can you see the top? Yes. We'll give him that one. We really have to be careful that we don't start alienating our audience, the real community. Possibly, maybe I'll get Joy to ask Corey his thoughts too, as we have DW, Billy C, and several other names. Don't want to alienate those guys either. Looking around at the anti-Corey-based post on Stellar and a couple of other comments on FB, their push nows seem, I'm sure he meant posts, now seem to be in trying to suggest fracture within the community. That post before the show yesterday asking why we hate Dolan, I was like, that's a bit preemptive, isn't it? Especially as Dolan didn't particularly surprise anybody with what he had to say. Just stick with articles for now, perhaps. They may be more effective. Does this have any evidence of doxing? No. Does it have any part of their narratives at all? No. Does it show that they're writing articles? Yes. Is it their right to? Yes. And if they slander people, they got to suffer the consequences. I do think that these people did write articles that probably shouldn't have been written. I've always been willing to criticize them for that. My criticism still stands, except for the fact that this does not go towards any doxing. It does not go towards any of the narratives they claimed. We can't see the left or the top to be able to determine anything about this. Very easily it could have been faked. I'm still willing to give it to him, though. Got me? Next. Just stick with the articles for now, perhaps. Then, what in the fuck does that mean? I don't know who that dude is. Sorry. Don't advertise other people in here for me. Just stick with articles for now, perhaps. They may be more effective. Yes, I feel as though I need to be put an article or two that aren't particularly Corey related directly. Else I look like a fanboy. I am a fanboy. Don't tell anyone. And so this goes to show that the articles they're putting out or the articles that he's putting out are pro-Corey. He's just supporting someone that he likes. Don't tell anyone. Joy, did you stare? We've already read that. Stare Saudi money GTub. This is above the last one. Ties and Q and C. Tell Jimmy to Dolan. You see the all. Okay, we got it. Is there any evidence of a doxing campaign that they claim? No. Any evidence to their other narratives? No. Can you see the left to be able to confirm this screenshot? Or the top? No and no. I have been encouraged to keep my position in the F2B group for now, and it's gonna suck. Lol. But I'll just start doing what needs done and ignore the group as much as I can for now. Yes, you'll be like that meme kid who hasn't told anybody that he's vegan in 8 minutes. I can permit others... That's kind of funny, though, honestly. I can permit others to be their own undoing, lol. This lady is trying to provoke us again. I believe they are trying to get us to say something slanderous to go after us for the Dolan Satan post. I'm going to ignore it and let it fall flat. This is a very subtle... leaning. Yeah, Michael, I know, dude. This topic sucks. I don't want to have to do this. I'm obligated to get the truth out on a subject. If you're my regular audience, please ignore this, and this will be over in a day. Next time we talk about this, I'll be debating somebody, and then it'll be completely over. Thank God. It's not a good topic. It's not a topic that'll get views. It's not a topic my audience wants. It's not a topic that I want to do, but we need to get the truth out on it, and it'll be done with. I've been assured that after the debate. Okay. Any evidence of doxing? No. Any evidence of their narrative? No. Can you see the left to confirm where it's from? No. Or the top? No. So we shouldn't be using it anyway. Now, are they here admitting that they didn't put out a certain post? Yes, they are. Basically, I'm not defending them. I'm just saying it goes to the this screenshot goes to the opposite of their narrative. But I can't use it. It's not sourced to the left. It's not sourced to the top. I'm not even going to consider it. Doesn't matter. It has no evidence towards doxing anyway. Next. And also, if somebody wants to ask why JC never invited CG back on the show, Jimmy Church invited Goode back on the show since he left Gaia, I'd be curious if he'd respond. He's such a corporate fake. Feel free to say anything you want to him. He's just as dark as you get. Man, it seems like there's a reason for people that support Jimmy Church to be joining this group, huh? Weird. At this point, more articles and voting with our attendance to JC's show is our best way to show our concerns, I think. Just like when I walked from Gaia. Goodbye, Jimmy Church. I'm just deciding how loud I want the door to slam behind me on the way out. I am disgusted. I don't think this came from the secret group. I think it's a private conversation with Kelly, and that's why she's trying to cut the left and top off. I'm going to tell you exactly why they cut the left and top off, and I'm going to tell you exactly what they did for all of this. I might save some of it for the debate, got to keep some of my bombshells up my sleeve, you know what I'm saying? But I'll give you most of it. Oh, any evidence of doxing? No. Any evidence to fit their narrative? No. Can it be confirmed on the left so that we know where it came from and what message, if it's from the group? No. And can it be confirmed at the top? No. So now, if you look to the left here, once again, grayed out. Watch Mark Torana, too. He's giving intel to Jason Rice and these folks. He's trying to allude to who this person might be. Sorry, that's all lol OX, and it's a post from Twitter. Now, there's a lot of weirdness going on in these screenshots. You can tell that the screenshots that they sent me, they didn't show all of them on CW's show, right? I think that's why CW was quick to attack me. I think he realized he sent me his secret narrative and all the clues to it. And I think he kind of wanted to attack me and, get me mad at him so that I just ignored this whole thing. I think he knew that I had all the clues inside of these screenshots that I needed to be able to figure out what happened. And that's why he attacked me the second day of Doxgate, literally saying that I didn't shout him out enough when I went back in and counted 42 shout outs that I gave him in 2 videos. Any evidence of a doxing? No. Any evidence to fit their narrative? No. On the left, do we see what group it's from? No. There's no grayed out. We can't tell where it's from. And on the top, no. Ask yourself a question. Why did they crop this like this? Everyone like this, ask yourself why. There's no reason. If this was a doxing troll group, you know what I think they're doing? They're hiding Kelly's responses. They're making sure that you can't see what Kelly said. They don't want you knowing who Kelly is, where she came from, what she's doing, what she's responsible for. But there's more. So on this one, luckily, we have the top there so that we can see that it is from the business only. That's not the same group. Hold up. Maybe it is. Let me find it. Business only team above Majestic. Well, Houston, we have a problem. That's why it's nice when CW flips out the way he does. Come on, come on, come on. Green shot, just close yourself then if you're going to act like that. I got to reload my snipping program real quick, please. Oh my goodness. Just go away, YouTube. I need my snipping program really quick. It's always nice when you go back and look at stuff, you notice things. You notice new things sometimes, you know? Why isn't there a space right there? If you look above to the top, you've got business space, only space, team space, above space, majestic. Every one of these, there's a large space. Let's zoom in so you can, let's make it bigger so you can see it. Because we're about as zoomed in as we can get. Where's my zoom at? There has to be a zoom. I don't know how to use this that well. If you look, though, there are big spaces in between each of these words. You got me? If you look here at the top. Now, this is going to be hard to see. You've got a word, space, a word, very small space, and a word. You see it? Word. I don't know if we could call that a space, but there's no space here. This is not saying the same thing as this. Look for yourself. See it? There's a space on each of these letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. We can't see what these words are, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4 words at the most, and that's me being nice because it looks like there's only 2 spaces. This is a different group. Let me make sure I state this again. Let me show you again, because I know CW is going to say that UNIRock's a liar, and he smells funny, and he's ugly, and his girlfriend isn't cute. My girlfriend is extremely beautiful. She could be a supermodel. I'm not kidding. CW, that's why I blocked you on Twitter. You're a dirty scumbag for telling people that I blocked you on Twitter, and that's why you couldn't get a hold of me. Well, you knew you could email me, and you know you got blocked on Twitter for talking horrible things towards my girlfriend who never did anything to you to deserve it. She didn't get involved. She wasn't trolling you. She didn't deserve to have you say what you said about her. You're lucky I unblocked you on Twitter just to do this debate for the community so they could see how much of a liar you are and how much crap you've been talking about me. But don't think I'm going to forget about that. As soon as the debate's done, I'm reblocking you, and you're not getting forgiven for what you said about Rachel. You haven't even apologized, and then 2 nights ago, you insulted her again for no reason. She didn't do anything to you. She doesn't deserve that. What, because she knows me, she becomes an enemy? Then how is anyone supposed to trust your opinion of anyone? You're willing to hate somebody just because they know somebody you don't like. She's not me. She's a different person. I'm not controlling. I don't control what she does. Anyway. At the top of this, it should say business only Team Majestic with a certain amount of spaces, but it doesn't have it. I don't think that these screenshots are even from the same group. Now, why would that happen? How could that be? Well, I'll tell you why. If they wanted to fake some shit, they most likely wouldn't want to show you the top and the sides, right? They would just want to go download everybody's little picture so they could recreate the profile pictures. They would want to just crop out the stuff you don't. Now, on this one, they accidentally included the top. Now, I think they typed it almost the same. I just think they typed it a wee little funky different or I don't know what they did, but there's not enough spaces up there, and you just saw it with your own eyes, and I will demonstrate this point even more during the debate. The top of these screenshots do not say what the other ones say when it comes to the group. Well, now you know why they have the top cropped out. Some of them are fake, like I said months ago when people called me a liar and a faker and all those things. The only liar and the only faker in this is Kelly, CW, and then the people that supported them. And I hope to God what's your name? Mysterious Forces Live. I hope you were just caught up by their narrative. I hope you're going to have me on your show. I hope we're going to get along great. You could apologize to me for any of the things you said to me that were false, and you'll let me present my presentation of hard evidence that completely destroys factually the narrative of Doxgate to your audience, since you poisoned them with CW's narrative. You didn't even stop CW when he sat there and talked all the shit that he talked, even though in the beginning of your stream you said you're not going to let him insult and do that. You just want the facts. You let him sit and talk shit that whole show. You participated in some of it. I'm going to forgive you. I want to come on and I want to present all of this to your audience because they don't know the truth. They've been given a lie. Okay, just so you know, this screenshot can be completely discounted because it's not even from the same group. But let's just let that go. This is a meme that has... You know why this isn't from the same group? You know why the spaces are missing up there at the top? This is the only picture that shows Joe. It's the only meme that even shows Joe. Makes sense that the top thing they tried to cut off but missed a little part doesn't line up with the spaces, right? But let's just ignore that. That's debatable during the debate. Who is the puppet master? It shows Joe and it shows Dark Journalist. We went with a Halloween theme. Smiley face. Joy says, I love it. Extremely cropped. This is super cropped. I do not trust this screenshot. I will leave it up to the community whether they trust it or not. Points that I want to make: the top is missing certain spaces in the word so that it could mimic the same group as this picture does with this group. The spaces are extremely prevalent in the name of this group. Those are missing from this thing up here. I think, and actually I know, that's why they have cropped the top off of many of these photos. I will attest to you, I will even consider them as all valid because none of them point to doxing. None of them point to what they claim they did. They just point to a team of people that make memes and write articles. But how about for a second we do consider that, yes, they changed the group so that they could add a couple profiles. They could create a couple new messenger accounts, name them what they want, download the profile pictures of the people that they wanted to download, and fake these shots. During the debate, Satellite, I'll tweet it out, I'll get it to you guys, and I'll hook you up. Don't worry. We're going to be sitting down with a team of moderators. They are going to be given every screenshot also, and we'll be presenting everything in full. This is just me. The only reason I'm even doing this stream is because he has been talking shit since we agreed for the debate, lying, saying I'm working with Corey Goode and all this crazy stuff. Mods, do your job. Kick trolls. You know why they're in here all of a sudden? They're getting mad because I'm starting to blow their narrative out of the water and they're all getting scared. They know that the entire community now, they know that most of the community has woken up to the fact that Doxgate was a lie, but they now know there won't be a single person left after the debate with Chanter at the beginning of the week because he won't respond to me right now and because he says he's busy tonight. After that debate, no one will believe the narrative of Doxgate, and Chanter will be fully exposed. But at least I can convert many more people tonight, considering he's over there lying about me, telling people I work for Corey Goode and all the crazy stuff he's been saying, right? Does this have any evidence of doxing? No. Does it have any evidence of any of the narrative they pushed? No. Can you see what group it's from? No. At the top, it doesn't match the other screenshots. This should be completely discounted. I'm going to be nice. Who cares? It doesn't have any evidence of doxing. Next. From CG Top Secret, doing a meme with the theme of collusion like in the news, except this would be your girl or Gaia colluding with CW Chanter and the others. Okay, it has his name in it finally. Jay Widener and Johnny Wood are reportedly lovers and best friends. If you dig, you can find social media where Johnny Woods is talking about Satanism, I believe, or not. believe it or not, this whole thing to be tied into a Witch's Coven meme, even with Jay Widener, Johnny Woods, and Jerka and Dark Journalist all being practitioners. Johnny is still on my friends list, and in our groups, we can fill in those about Johnny that don't know who he is. He works for Gaia. He's our main contact during the blank, blank, blank. It says down here, you can't reply to this conversation. Huh, weird. They didn't cut that out this time. They probably meant to. But they did make sure to cut out the top. They did make sure to cut out the left. Does this have any evidence of anything but banking memes? Does it have any evidence of doxing? No. Does it have any evidence of the narratives that they pushed about them? No. Because it's not illegal to make memes of people and do trolling, even though I think the trolling they did was pretty dirty. On the left, can we see what group it came from? No. Specifically, purposefully, at the top, can we see that it came from the group? No. Why? Why here? Why this one? Well, let me attest to you again that if you wanted to, on Facebook Messenger, since we can't see the left screen like we can in this screenshot, here you can see the top is the group. Here you can see the left is, well, it's cut off, isn't it? Well, we should, though, be able to see this in every screenshot and everything that's said. In key screenshots that go to slightly maybe give people the slightest little push towards believing them, they purposely crop the pictures so that you can't see what group it's from and you can't see the top. Also, Messenger works like this. They could go to Facebook to Joy's account, even if they're blocked or something, right-click and download her profile picture. Then they could create their own group. They could create a new Messenger account, use Joy's profile picture, name it Joy, say whatever they want inside that group, and make it look like Joy said it, without the left and without the top. And I think taking into consideration the previous screenshot I just showed you, where at the top they the spaces did not line up, I think we could take that in too, but we'll take that in during the debate when Channer comes during the beginning of the week. But just so you know, no evidence of doxing, no evidence to Kelly and CW's narrative. Left side is not present, top is not present. Invalid completely, just like every other one. Next up, CG. There is also a few people who have been digging into the CEO, other executives and their attorneys to find a bunch of business names that were opened and used to buy it to people in the esoteric community. Force them to sign NDA agreements, and then they would put people's product or service in a shelf to suppress it in the community. They have been doing this since the 1990s and getting away with it. Hello, Mantis. Have a great evening, my friend. CG. May not be bad at some point to mention that thousands of subscribers have canceled their memberships, but they keep getting free memberships every month. This is a totally skewing the subscriber numbers that you get present at shareholders. It is also fraud, something the SEC may be interested in. Does this have any evidence of doxing? No. Does it have any evidence toward CW and Kelly's narratives? No. Does the left be present so that we can know what group it came from? No. And is the top perfectly cropped out so that we can't see it? Of course. So that we have no clue where it came from, what it is, or if it's fake, or if there's any confirming thing about it. Anyone could just make this just like the other screenshots I've showed you. Like I said, for the people that weren't here at the beginning of this, 34 out of 42 screenshots are cropped purposely so that you don't know what's going on with them. Next up. Also, ad sources have confirmed the guy is threatening to sue David Wilcock for $20 million. Also mentioned that the CEO, Jay and Johnny Wood, are also contacting all of David and Corey's enemies and giving them information and incentive. I need some Muzak, peeps. Also mentioned the CEO, Jay and Johnny Wood, are also contacting all of David and Corey's enemies and giving them information and incentive to come out and attack them. Deals have been made, etc., etc. CG, once all these details come out, it'll be obvious to everybody why certain people in the industry are taking steps to protect their intellectual property. They have purposely cut out Mantis's reply, purposely cut out the top. Is there any evidence of doxing? No. Is there any evidence of what their narrative claims? No. Do we have the left of this screenshot so that we can confirm it's real or that it came from Messenger in any way? No. Do we have the top so that we know what group it came from? No. Specifically cut down. They don't want you to know what groups these are and where these are coming from. Joy, CG, and we need to get a few people to write blogs and articles on it and make those just as searchable, almost like news articles. Well, isn't that all info be released and update by Corey, or we the very few are allowed to know this? Joy says don't share. Is there any evidence towards doxing? No. Is there any evidence towards their narrative? No. On the left, can we confirm this screenshot is in Messenger or is real in any way? No. And at the top, does it show anything that we need to see? No. Again, they have cut off the top of this one, but this is the bottom. See it? The bottom of the group I showed you that doesn't have the spacing correct at the top. And most likely doesn't have the words correct, but we'll have to go into that the night of the debate. The top says master. It's the bottom of the meme. Let me just pull it up. We are almost done, y'all. We can move on to other bombshell pieces of information. This is the other screenshot. As you can see, here it is, right? This is it scrolled down, okay? But at the top of this, you kind of see that the spacing isn't correct. Like I stated earlier, you can rewind if you want to see me go into it, blow up it, the other one, compare it, all that. And if I'm wrong there, I'll admit it, whatever. But I think, Busy, it'll be okay. It'll be okay, buddy. You'll make it. He gets bored easy. Oh, come on. Shut up, Biz. Okay. Sorry, my assistant. So, here we go. Went with the Halloween theme. I love it. CG gave us a green light on this meme. He loves it. Thank you. Can't wait to see this meme show up in DJ comments on all his posts. Let this one circulate, folks. Actually, please let me know when somebody does. I will add it to the Disclosure Advocacy page too. And Rob mentioned adding CW to the meme. The only other mention of CW's name at all. Now, I'll show you this time. So out of 3 pictures, right here, see the top of it? Right there. Right there. See it? Let's compare the cutoff. They tried to cut this off, but they missed the slightest bit of pixels. Let's compare this, okay, in my opinion, to this. Let me grab this out and open it in the image editor. Let me close this one because we've got that now. I should be able to zoom in on this, man. Obfuscate, effects, crop, rotate, blah, blah, blah. Resize. Width. We'll do 218 times 2 is 426 or 436. Sorry, 436. By that, bam. Okay, so let's scroll down. So let's do this. See, well, let's shrink it the tiniest bit so that it's the same size. I'm not going to bore you. We'll do it later. But see how right up here, you see that it looks like it says, it's supposed to say business only team above Majestic with a space. I attest to you, if you look up here, there is no space. Because I think they recreated this group. I think they did, personally. This is my opinion. During the debate, which CW, Monday or Tuesday, I emailed you again today, CW, waiting on your return so we can schedule it in and get the mods ready. I'm ready for this, buddy. As you can see, there is an obvious space at the bottom here, an obvious massive space here, an obvious space here, and an obvious space here. There should be one regular space, one massive space, one regular space, and one regular space. Well, we see one regular space, one tiny little space, no space here, and barely a space. I think that's why they cut off the top. In all of them except for a few, personally. And it just so happens that in that same effed up group right there, the only mention of CW Chanter, other than the one I showed you that had nothing to do with anything, but all they're saying is they want to add him to the meme. The meme above has Joe and Dark Journalist. Rob, after seeing the meme, says, I love it. Let's add CW to the meme. because he's also controlled by the same puppet master would be. They want him, you know, coming off of this with the little strings. Is there any mention of a doxing? No, not in any of these. Is there any mention to their narrative? No, there's not. Can you see the left to confirm this? No. Can you see the top to confirm this? No. Does it match up the top with the others? It doesn't. And we can confirm that this comes from the same group as the funky top image there, where the spaces are not correct. The font is not correct. Something is wrong there, and that's why they cut these out in every picture. This is why CW wouldn't send me the evidence. This is why CW has demonized me to the community to the best of his ability, which is like none at all, other than his like 10 trolls that like to consider him a god and follow his religion. This is why they did this, Kelly and CW. It's why they went to Mysterious Forces Live or whatever, and this is why they went to those other podcasts. It's why they shut themselves off from real debunkers and went on these sided people like Mysterious Forces. Mysterious Forces, this will, I'm telling you, always be connected to your show. Unless you are willing to have me come on, present my evidence. You could apologize, I don't know, for all the stuff you said in that stream. The one you titled Unigate, I don't mind. I got some subs out of it. One more time, in this picture, just like the rest, any evidence of doxing? No. Any evidence of their narrative? No. Just that they're making memes. On the left, can you confirm where this came from? No. And at the top, can you? No. You know what I figured is when I did my final video and I told everybody to get these and look at them for themselves, I figured they would. I only sent these to like 7 or 10 people. 7 or 10 people out of everybody out there that wants to act like CW was telling the truth. You all got duped. Sid Goldberg of GTV lost CG and DW and are losing money. Q come for you, something like that. Then it has these memes. Any evidence of doxing? No. What is it evidence of? A meme group. A group of friends making memes. Can you tell which group it came from on the left? No. Can you see the top so that you know it came from their group anyway? No, you can't. Could have came from any group. They could have downloaded any picture they want into this. They could have loaded it up and put whatever name they want there, and they could have added these all themselves, and we would never know the difference because they cropped it out. Don't tell me they couldn't. They couldn't crop the whole screen, Yes, they could. Bam. Same pack of evidence. The one mistake CW made, could you imagine if he wouldn't have emailed me all these in the very first day of all this? If he wouldn't have done it, we would have always gone on. Always gone on lying to ourselves, not knowing the truth, being fooled. Thanks to his lying ass. Oh, by the way, any evidence of doxing? No. Any evidence of their narrative? No. On the left, can you see where it came from? No. And at the top? No. Okay. Good job. I have a meme we can comment with. Blah, 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 blah. Any evidence of doxing? No. Any evidence of their narrative? No. Anything on the left to confirm the existence of this? Just this tiny little bar, but... oh, weird. That's another group. It's from another group. It's not in the same area as the other grayed out things. And why are they hiding other parts of this? They don't want you to see what certain people are saying, do they? It would blow up their whole narrative. They try to keep those from you. Can you see the left? Can you see the top? Any doxing? No. Provably. You're seeing it for yourself now. You can't deny it. Let's not forget this one, too. I shared these with JS and Messenger, too. I didn't say here where they got them from. He just said he might find them interesting. Maybe he could slip them to folks. Business team only above Majestic. Blah, 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 blah. Do I have to do it again? Okay, fine. No evidence of doxing. No evidence of their narrative. You can see the top to know that it came from this group. It'd be nice to see the left. It'd be nice to know. It'd be nice to just have a video recording. It would have been so much easier than specifically cropping all these. But there is a reason why people don't take video recordings when they already have all of the necessary hardware and software to do it, or just a cell phone pointed at the screen to prove it. There is a reason why, so that they can craft narratives and lie to you. All right. Now, let's get to... so here's what happens. See, those screenshots I just gave you were the ones that he showed in the first stream. You can still get the first stream if you look for it. I have it backed up. I'm going to archive it for everyone and put it out on Twitter. The first Stockscape, in fact, let's just take a quick look at it. What happened after the first day? He did another stream that contained a couple more images. So let's take a look at those. And let's first, though, look at his actual claims of what those screenshots showed. And you will be able to see why he's been lying this whole time. Give me some music, Biz, while I get the video ready.
So you sure better believe that this information, this data is going right to Michael on the arrows. It's going right to UNIRock and UNIRage. So you sure as shit better believe that this information, this data is going right to Michael on the arrows.
Well, why would you need to send it to Michael Omnieros? Magic Kool-Aid. He helped you do all this. You wouldn't. He already had. He helped you do it all. Why do you got to send it to him?
It's going right to UNIRock and UNIRage. It's going right to Daniel. It's going right to Joe. It's going right to everyone. And can I tell you the honest to God truth? Talking about things, like I said to my source on this, I said, I will do my best to keep everything under wraps. I said, but if the authorities come and knocking, if the FBI...
Oh, they are coming and knocking now. And you're flipping out.
The CIA, the NSA,
If you didn't do anything wrong, why are you having so many breakdowns, selling so many lies about this, trying to fool everybody? I don't understand, dude.
Cops, whatever, local constabulary.
This isn't the video that I want to show you. Hold on, I've almost got it. I have so many videos. I have to spend time getting all this selected into a new folder and ready for the debate. All right. Not August, not July. December? I don't think it'd be in December. I could have backed it up there, though. Oh, there it is. There's something. How possible is it either if that it who winning for fine do not
one specific person in particular who is threatening to release my name.
This is okay. We don't need that right now. We'll need it in a minute, though. It's in June of 19. All right. June of 19. June of 19. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Oh, heavens to Betsy. I gotta get this fucking organized. I just found a bunch of new videos to upload to BitChute, though. That's nice. All right, here we go. Here's some of them. So this isn't it.
This hangout on there is live. This is live. Hello to everybody in the live chat. Hello to everybody. Hope everyone's having a good time.
Damn, why are you so nervous, bruh? It's almost like you're about to put out a complete false narrative against somebody and maybe get in a lot of trouble.
Ain't we lucky we got 'em? Good times.
Ain't we lucky we got him?
Spirit and soul of the universe, spirit and soul of all creation, I begin with a prayer. Bless this rocket house and all who live within the rocket house.
You're creepy.
Honestly. My heart's beating.
Pretty fast, I bet.
I'm alive. It's good. I'm balanced. I'm happy to be here with you, and I'm happy to be of service to the community.
Service to the community.
Before we begin, I've spoken to my guests at length before starting tonight, and I can assure you, we are here for people's benefit, not for people's harm.
Really? Your benefit, maybe? Kelly's?
We are doing what we are doing because truth is important to get out.
You really believe that?
I won't belabor the point too much before I start because what I did is simple.
I need to start the lie-o-meter. You got me? I need to start a lie-o-meter. One, that the truth is going to come out. Because it didn't. It's not. And it was, as you've seen by what I've shown you up to now, it didn't.
What my guests did was hard.
I don't believe that at all. Faking some screenshots? No.
But I will allow her to speak for herself.
Actually, you didn't. You didn't. Lie-o-meter 5K. You didn't allow her to speak for herself.
What we will do now is simply the following. What we will do now is simply the following, is just bring you up to speed. A couple of days ago, I began a broadcast. I posted a video to my alternative channel. I am the one who works here now. Invariably, many of you have already seen this video.
Why did we? The only reason we saw the video was A, Jimmy Church shared it ahead of time. Strange, right? Strange, right? Oh, I got it backed up. Wait for the debate. Should have been tonight. Just wait for the debate. 2, people like me and Dark Journalist and others were duped into sharing the fake screenshots. We were told that Kelly was a whistleblower from the group and withheld the fact that she has worked for Jimmy Church for years and that she is not just a fan of his and is much more. Then once we found out that you guys had a relationship going back well before this date, it all changed the narrative of Kelly, and that's why we re-examined the screenshots. And that's when we came to the conclusions that I just spent the last hour and 40 minutes showing you. But let's let him continue.
Hopefully you have. If you haven't, it's there for your liking and much.
No, it wasn't. It was deleted very quickly. I'm pretty sure it was deleted before this stream. It could have been right after. I won't put it on the Lie-O-meter because it could have been right after.
The information presented therein has already
busy. Watch it, buddy. I'll throw you like a football.
Spread.
You're shaped like one.
Through various outlets and various mediums throughout the community.
Exactly. That was your intent the whole time, wasn't it? Get it spread through the community. Promising us an interview with the whistleblower who could confirm everything. And instead of me following the rules I have, which is, no, I need everything first. I need her interview first. Because of some stupid amount of trust I had for you because of your relationship with Joe from the Carolinas, I broke my rule, and I'm never doing it again. The one lesson I take out of this, never breaking my rules again for anyone.
Late last year, something began to happen.
I know what happened. I took a labor of backing up everything on Twitter and everything out there so I can prove what happened. But I'll let you explain it because it helps that I have this video.
Corey Goode's Sphere Being Alliance organization that had been on a power roll, having been closely associated with, protected by, and promoted by Gaia TV and David Wilcock, with assistance, much assistance from Jimmy Church and Fade to Black Radio.
Isn't it weird? Isn't it weird? So now he's got David Wilcock brought up in the beginning and Jimmy Church. Isn't that weird? Huh. I just find it strange.
I think it's fair to say.
I'll save it for the debate.
Was appearing at numerous conferences and was on a roll. But at the end of that journey seemed to have been hitting many, many roadblocks.
Huh, yeah. Well, none of us gave a fuck back then, but I know you did.
On October 31st, shortly before October 31st, it was announced that there was going to be a Halloween party to announce the...
What does any of this have to do with Doxgate? Going back and watching this, that's why I'm playing it. It doesn't make sense, but it does. It kind of does. You'll see what I'm saying.
And a premiere event for 2
This is what happens to people that try to perpetrate a con. You got me? This is what they do. They don't realize, and to their head, there's so much in there, so much they have to make sure they don't say, make sure they do say. They don't realize, hearing it back, that it doesn't make any sense that it would even be brought up or broadcast or part of it, or even described, unless you're just trying to take a shot at him or trying to make him look bad. I'm sure that's a little bit of it. But even more so, I think these are major events that led to why they perpetrated the lie of Doxgate that I just proved. And I will continue to prove. Just give me a few minutes. There's too much to show you. I'm going to make sure I lay it all out here.
Media pieces that Mr. Goode and his Sphere Being Alliance and the Full Disclosure Network, headed by Roger Ramsour, were promoting.
Now, I do refer you to my final response to the Joe from the Carolinas situation video that gives you the reason why he brings up Ramsour a lot.
Specifically, the documentary film featuring David Wilcock, Corey Goode, Jordan Sather, and William Tompkins, known as Above Majestic, as well as a graphic novel called Return of the Guardians. There was going to be a masquerade ball. There was going to be a release. And
Never understood this. Hearing this made me just stop giving a shit about it. I was too busy to sit and watch through this. 2x speed, here we go.
I believe there was even
Of an attempt to do something like a red carpet. That party, that event, didn't happen. October 31st, 2018 did not turn out to be a happy Halloween for the Sphere Being Alliance.
It seems as though
October 31st of 2018 did not appear to be a happy time for the Sphere Being Alliance. Doesn't seem like it connects to Doxgate till you know all the other information.
that's a good enough date as any to begin noting the Great Decline.
The Great Decline. Doesn't even...
The relationship with Gaia TV and David Wilcock seems to have evaporated. Things have not gone so well.
I don't know how you could say that. Have you seen... Look, Gaia TV was a very small part of everything. Yeah, I know, Chessie, exactly. Or Busy, I'm sorry. It's all Chessie's name. You know, he's got Ancient Aliens. That is, how much bigger? 100,000 times bigger than Gaia? 1,000,000 times? I don't know. Massively bigger. Wilcock is a major part of it still. So much of a major part of it, anytime he wants somebody on it, he gets them there. He got Good on it. Good went on Ancient Aliens after all this happened. How is that some... anyway, let him talk. Let him talk.
The October 31st party was canceled.
The reason I'm saying this is, why not just be completely straight? And why does this connect to Doxgate? Well, if you look at it like there's some people that are mad about these events, they're mad about things that conspired around these events, and they wanted him framed up for this, it makes sense.
Canceled due to low attendance. An event, a fact that, though denied by Sphere Being Alliance and Full Disclosure Network, was confirmed by several sources for CW Chanter. God bless those individuals. Thank you so much for your help.
This is all a LARP, so he's getting one for this. LARPity LARP LARP.
Assistance in spreading the truth. Seemingly in reaction to the bad news that was happening, something bad.
Do you see how he has created an entire agenda? Do you see it? You seeing it yet? Unconnected events in his head. He wants to make his lie really good. So what is it? Why did he dox people? He doxed them because when they got low attendance for this event, then he sat and said, well, why did I get low attendance? Must have been Joe from the Carolinas. Must have been CW. Both people who were getting under 1,000 views for any video they did on this. Doesn't make any sense. There's other people out there that criticized them that got many more views. There are other people out there that would have been much bigger thorns in their sides. But if you got to build a narrative.
Really happened. Beginning with Joe from the Carolinas, a doxing campaign began on Twitter.
He doesn't get one for that because it's true. So keep going.
Through two primary sources. A YouTube account known as Thomas Crown, or the Thomas Crown Affair.
So whether or not if that's true, God only knows. I can't find the video that he's referring to here. I'll let it go. As
well as a Twitter account known as Organa Alderana that doxed me. And
now he has already, and I will play it if I have to, it's in my video, literally him admitting with his mouth that he had already put out his personal data on this channel on YouTube, CW Chanter, on a public web page. He had been having these issues before with people trying to dox him because of his underground trolling and his religion and stuff like that. So that is a bold-faced lie. I even have him admitting it with his own mouth and telling the story in my final response to the Joe from the Carolinas situation. If you want to watch that video to get his admission that him being doxxed and his father being doxxed is a lie, you can.
My 83-year-old father.
This is all. I'm going to do one for him and one for his father. This was just a way to get everybody's emotions going. A perfect LARP method.
An elderly man. Maybe not long for this world.
And he gets another. He is just trying to pull at your heartstrings. He is just trying to get anything he can say to get you, on his side and emotionally where he needs you. So that you're not considering the evidence, you're considering how outraged you are at this happening.
We knew Joe from the Carolinas, dark journalist, Cliff High, Walter Bosley, Richard Dolan, Joseph P. Farrell. Many people spoke, and many people knew and understood that something was happening.
I could agree there were things happening, but we'll let it go.
We also must remember that around this October 31st event, I'm forgetting, but I apologize, there was the famous SSP trademark issue. We saw YouTube.
Again, has nothing to do with this, but whatever.
Videos come out by three.
Well, it has nothing to do with the Doxgate thing and this little group getting ordered for him to do this. But then again, if you think about it from the other side,
UNIRock and Jordan Sather. No, actually, we saw YouTube.
So why is he bringing this up? Because he's really mad about these things. I won't go into it. We've got the videos. You obviously either know what happened or you don't.
Video come out by Jordan Sather. An innocuous post by Teresa Yaneros on Twitter, all seeming to carry a party line. Jason Rice and new SSP whistleblowers coming out at Gaia TV were false. Corey Goode was the real deal.
Now, I don't know how he could say that. I've talked to Teresa. I don't know what he's talking about there. It would have been so much nicer if he could put it on the screen. Whatever.
We've talked about those issues at length on my channel as well. Joe from the Carolinas was viciously doxxed. His life was
True.
threatened.
I did never seen his life being threatened. I'll go ahead and say it's cool.
Job was threatened.
Yeah, I can say that.
All from this Thomas Crown Twitter handle. Me, working with UNIRock on my channel, did an expose.
Now, I don't think he realized that I did stream that. I'll go ahead and give it to him.
Where we were able to, in real time, decode and discern, based on timing and timing evidence and posting evidence, that Jordan Sather had participated in the dox of Joe from the Carolinas, primarily by taking this innocuous.
So how does this still fit in? The reason I want to play this for you. Because he did, I think, get tipped off by the doxer. 100%. That's all I think that happened. He got tipped off by the doxer. Of course, many people are going to want to know. That's what I think happened, because he did share it. Now, that's not what we discovered on his channel. That's a complete lie. So he gets another one, but I'm not going to worry about it. Let me go ahead and take the lie-o-meter down. Oh, good. It's in the Zoom room. Oh, yeah, I'll go one. Okay. When we talked on his channel, we basically just tracked the Argana Alderana account. So, what did he show in that video? Well, we could spend another hour listening to it, or I can just show you the... What's strange is, that's the second day. That's where Kelly comes on. The first day of Doxgate, it's buried deep within all of my videos. I'll have it out and ready for the debate at the beginning of the week with CW. But what does he say in the first day? He says the entire narrative. He doesn't give that. He gives that there's a secret troll group. Corey Goode's feeding information to it. It's being put out. You know, you saw it. Okay. The screenshots that we just went through here, that we will go through with him on the debate, were given on the first day. Now, you just saw all of them. We went through every one. We asked ourselves, is there any evidence of doxing, any order of doxing, any discussion of doxing, any person? No. Is there any anything to push support his narrative? No. So one of the most suspicious things that I just showed you in those screenshots is that they are cropped down. They're not showing the group they came from. They're not showing on the side so that people know and can back up, right? So in the second day of Doxgate, that video, they pull up only a couple screenshots. The problem, those screenshots were not in the first day's video. They were additional screenshots. This was a surprise to all of us when we realized this, when I asked for the evidence for them. When I started challenging Doxgate, we went back and figured all this out. We got a timeline. We got everything laid down. We did a full investigation, as you've heard. When we go in and see that on the first day there's a set of screenshots, and on the second day there are screenshots added in, you now may know why these things were cropped. You may know why these things were specifically put out as they were. Why they chose not to use actual video recordings. Why they didn't go on people's channels and show them everything. Why they shut themselves off, shut themselves down, went only on supporters of Jimmy Church's podcast channels. You got me? So, what did he put out on the next day? Well, I've got it ready for you. Let's take a look. Let's make sure every bit of evidence is out there. Let's make sure you can fully make up your mind on all of it. Here it comes. What? You got a good connection? The music, I got to turn down. I'm about to, I'm not turning it up because I'm about to go ahead and get everything going. Oh, yep, just making sure. You got audio, make sure the video's crisp. All right. We got good bits. We got everything going good. All right. One more time. This is extremely important. This cannot be overstated. This goes toward fakery. It goes toward collusion to fake these and to steer a narrative. Are you here for the truth, or are you sided? Do you defend Corey Goode, or do you just hate him no matter what he does? Are you here to steer a narrative? Are you here to support Jimmy Church? What are you here for? If you're here for the truth, stay. If you're not, go. Here it is. Here we go. Now, I have spent an hour or more showing you every screenshot from the first day of Doxgate. Something I avoided due to the fact that the people involved didn't want this information put out everywhere. I don't think any of them are going to care about me showing you now so that I can fix this bullshit. As you see, a basic screenshot looks like this. There are 42 items. Out of 42, there are only 34 that are not... Okay, see this. This is showing on the left that it is from Facebook and that it is from Messenger. It's showing that at the top, it's from a specific group. Got me? There are only a couple of them that show this. This is indicative of most of the screenshots. They have the left purposely cropped out. They have the top purposely cropped out. Some people would say, so what? It still gives us the screenshot. Because all you need to do to fake these is to load into PC Messenger and create a new account. Anybody can do it. Check me on this if you don't believe me. Go to Messenger, right-click somebody's portrait, hit Save As, and save their picture. Go to your new Messenger and upload it as your profile picture, and make sure that the name that you use to create it is Joy. Make sure it's any of the people that inside of this group. Now, you can then type into the group and make it say whatever you want to say, and you'll look like Joy typing whatever you want. What are the only things that stop you from doing this? The side and the top. Even the side and the top can be faked easily. At the very least, I asked CW and Kelly to give us the side and the top. What we really need is a video of all of it. But it doesn't matter now, because the contents of the screenshots do not say anything about doxing anyone. In fact, they go to not doxing anybody and to just make memes and write articles. You could make every criticism you want of anything else said in these, where you can see the left and where you can see the top. The ones that are zoomed in, you cannot use as evidence, but you don't need to. Let's just use all of them as evidence. None of them say a thing about doxing. I proved it to you just now in this video. So, keep that in mind as we show you the next set of screenshots where there's only a couple. But also, it just so happens he got a lot of pushback. He'll deny it. He did. He got called a liar. He got called a faker. He got called out for manufacturing these by a few people. Here's the thing. After the first video he did on his other channel, like he said, he deleted that video. It's gone. And he redid it with Kelly the next day. This is where these 4 screenshots come up. Those 4 screenshots were not in the original Doxgate packet. Those 4 screenshots mysteriously appear after the first day of Doxgate. How does that make sense? He doesn't have a single thing here. He's been criticized for it after Doxgate. He's been called a propagator and a liar. They tell him he's going to call the police. They tell them that they're going to sue him. They tell them that he's going to be in a lot of trouble for this. He magically then does another stream a day or two later and has new screenshots. That doesn't seem to matter until you take into account the zooming and the cropping. Now it makes perfect sense why they're zoomed and cropped, like I've stated the whole time. So let's see the others. Here they are. In the second video of Doxgate, he did not show the old screenshots. It's almost like he wanted you to not be able to find them and not see them. But here's what he had. Sorry, DW is David Wilcock and CG is Corey Goode lol. It just so happens he magically has a message from Joy stating who DW. Some people made the point to CW. We don't know that CG is. Now, I'm saying, yeah, CG, we can assume it's Corey Goode. DW, we can assume that that's David Wilcock, and JC, we can assume that's Jimmy Church. Okay, I'll give him that. Everybody didn't say that. A lot of people said on publicly in other places and in DMs and direct to CW Chanter. There's no evidence that CG is Corey Goode or David Wilcock. So what happens? Bam. He manages the second day of Doxgate to produce it out of nowhere. Is there any evidence of doxing here? No. Is there any evidence of his narrative here? No. Can you see what group this came from? Oh, hell no. Can you see on the left it came from a specific messenger group or person? No. Why does that matter? Because if it would have showed you the left, we could have saw that it came from Joy, even though he still could have faked it if he just would have mimicked exactly her. I could still make the same criticism. My point is, though, let's take a look at Joy here, and let's take a look at Joy there from the first day. What do you notice about Joy? You notice anything about Joy from the first day and the second day? Oh, I better take my fat ass out of the way. You notice anything about Joy from the first day and the second day of Doxgate? I don't. Do you see anything? You see anything about Joy? Now, the reason this is blurry is because I zoomed in. Take the blurry out. You notice anything different about Joy, y'all? You tell me. No, it doesn't need the last name. It doesn't need the surname. Look to the side. There's like brown stuff here. Look to the left. Look at how much is here and look at how many pixels is here and how many pixels are here. How many pixels are here and how many pixels are here. It's a different person. Okay, you need to see it again? Let's look at them the same size so there's no pixelation or anything else. Take a look. You notice anything different about Joy here? There's more room on the right. You notice anything different about Joy here? Look. You notice anything about left of her face? Left of her face, there's less pixels here and more pixels there. What about to the right? There's a lot more stuff over here. There's a big white space there. There's a lot of brown and green here, but over here it's just brown and there's no white spot. What about right next to Joy's body? Look over here. Look over there. There's a big silver collar block on the right, on the one on the right. Yup. Her shoulders cut off on the one on the right. Yup. Now, how many people told me I was a shill for telling you that some of these were faked? Well, do you want to, I don't know, do you want to like confirm it? Did any, all those people that wrote me, what did I tell you? Write me and get the packet. Download this shit and look at it yourself. Has anybody stood up and bothered to do anything I asked? No. They just wanted to call me names. They just want to call me a liar. They just want to call me a shill. Let's just go through all of them, shall we? Let's get real specific, y'all. Let's see Joy there. Let's see Joy here. Same. Let's see Joy there. It is my assessment that these pictures aren't the same. That this account was faked. That he lied to you. This is out of his video. You can download his video and check it for yourself. You don't need me. Hey, Mysterious Forces Live. I thought you were a podcaster. I thought you were a truth seeker. Damn, all those mean things you said about me, you probably should have been saying to Kelly and C. Or did you know the whole time? There's a lot of people out there who interviewed them who I think didn't do the due job. Mysterious Forces knew that I stood up and told everybody what was wrong and told them the exact details of how he lied. Why didn't they check it for them damn selves? Why wouldn't they? They're risking their reputation as a podcaster, risking their reputation as a truth seeker. I don't even give a fuck about any of that. Why didn't they? Why don't you go grab these for yourself? Don't get them from me. Go get them for yourself and take a hard look at them. Oh, I know what you're going to say. You want proof that CW Chanter sent this shit to me, right? CW Chanter debate ready. Oh, I need the other one. Hold on, I'm not showing you everybody's stuff. Make sure that only our stuff's on. Get the original here. This is my email. As you can see, a program. You know he sent it to me. You can look at my original videos I did on this. People have downloaded them. They are clipped out there. You can go back to the original time and everything, but I'll just show you here. From CW Chanter, c.w.chanter@gmail.com to UNIRock, UNIRocktv@gmail.com. February 7th, just happens to be the day of Doxgate, 2019, 6:36 p.m. Hey, UNIRock, attached here too, please find all the best. This has been shown on videos before today. I've shown this in videos for the last few. I've shown you this email since I got it. It's in past videos too, if you want to make any accusations. I've dotted my T's and crossed my I's, y'all. If you take a look, here is every one of them that I've shown you right there. Bam. All that's left are 2 audio logs, and I will play them during the debate. The main thing I want to show you is that when comparing Joy, wrong one, you know, open the same one, it's going to look the same. When comparing Joy's picture, these scammers, these LARPers, these liars have done something. It's not the same, guys. I figure at least somebody would fucking try and find out if I'm lying or telling the truth. I figure somebody would try to go in and fact check this for themselves since they're making all these claims. Why am I the only guy who bothered to do this work? It took a lot of work, took a lot of digging, took a lot of people in Discord helping me. Why am I the only one that bothered to do this if they're willing to stand up and say all the things they said about me? You'd think they'd check first. Well, I'm glad they put their reputations on the line because I'm ripping it apart. Who's the shill now? Now, does this show any evidence of doxing? No. Any evidence to their narrative? No. Does it show the left so that you know it's not fake? No. Does it show the top? No. Next up. We've only got 3 left. We need some folks to start posting around Emery's public information without it coming back on anybody. I hear there's a hacker that don't like him, lol. Recruit JK. Well, holy shit, the second day you've got this. It seems like this is bad at first. It seems like you've busted Joy at first until you realize she's telling them not to post any private information. When you're caught up in the emotion of it, you're not reading it. You think, yep, got him dead to rights. Boom, boom, bam, bam. In the group, in the pictures that have come out, you see that she is guarding the private data. So what? All of a sudden, well, the first day of Doxgate, he does not have this, but the second day he does. What does it say, though, if you read it? We need to post around Emery's public information. Specifically, no private info. That's not doxing. Doxing is posting private info, not public. You hear what I'm saying? Let's hear it one more time. We need some folks to start posting around Emery's public information with that. Why did she say public here? This is a specific order from Joy. If it's real, and I don't think it is, by the way, to tell people to post only the things about Emery that are public. What is public about him? Some of the stuff they found about his companies. Some of the stuff they found about his wife company. Those are public things. Addresses, doxes, that's called private information, not public. Specifically, you know it and I know it. This does not instruct to dox, and you know it. Don't lie to yourself just because you don't like Corey Goode, or because you do, or because of whatever it is. This is specifically saying to only post public info. Doxing requires you to post private info about somebody. I hear there's a hacker that don't like him, lol. Recruit. No joke. They're basically saying, well, let's go get that hacker. He could help us. Does this go to doxing? If it said private, it would. It says public, so no. Does this go towards any of their narrative that they're showing? No, because you're allowed to research other people. You're just not allowed to put it out on the internet or in public. Private groups of people talking on a messenger can research someone if they want. It's not illegal. It's not against the law, guys. And if they specifically make sure that they don't put out any private data, they're doing nothing wrong. I do think it's scummy to look at private data. I try myself not to in an investigation. Sometimes you have to, though. I'm not making a defense for them. Joy, Rob, if these are real, I think you made a mistake here, and I'm criticizing you right now. If you were trying to find private data about people, even behind the veil, and it wasn't outside of something that related directly to their public presence about their information that they do online, I'm criticizing you. I will go further to criticize slightly at a different date because that's not what this is about right now. But I still hold to every criticism I've ever made other than the ones I've corrected. My journalistic integrity on the line. That says public info, not private. Public info, I can take anything public about you guys and go post it right now. No one's going to accuse me of being a doxer. Certain public info, maybe they'll call me a scumbag. They're not going to call me a doxer. They can't get me for anything, like CW said. Next screenshot. A bit of intel came in, but it can't come from me, and it's a paste bin about Emory. It's showing the work of the hacker guy. Got me? This was already public. This had already been all over Twitter at the point that they shared this. Does that make it good to look at it? No. Does it make it right? No. It's towards Emory. Any posting, any information to dox? No. Any information to do anything from their narrative? No. On the left, does it show so that we know where it came from so that we can judge it and know that it's real? No. Is there anything at the top so that we know it's not fake? No. And I attest to you that if you compare all of these, this goes for the last image too. If you compare the set of first screenshots, God damn it, I hit the wrong thing. If you compare the set of first screenshots, the picture of Joy, to the set of second screenshots picture of Joy, it is completely different. It's not slightly different. It's not minorly different. To any pixel artist out there, to anyone that works in Photoshop, to anyone out there that knows what they're talking about, one of these things is not like the other. So remember all of you that criticized me for my image I put out as the front image to one of my videos that said one of these is a fake image. I put it on Twitter, and I used it as the front image for one of my videos, and there was at least 100 people that said I was LARPing, that said I was just trying to make CW look bad. Who's the LARPer now? Who was wrong now? You didn't even bother to pull the source images, did you? You didn't even bother to look at them, did you? But you were willing to judge me over it, weren't you? That's why I do those things. I want to know which ones of the YouTubers out there, the podcasters and the people out there, I want to know which ones of you are real, and I want to know which ones of you are LARPing your ass off and trying to hide it. I want to know which ones of you are willing to take shortcuts like not pulling data and yet judging other people on it, and everyone else in the community does too, and thanks to your accusations towards me, they all know now. But I dare you to go get these screenshots, and I dare you to go get those screenshots. I dare you to get Joy on one side from the second day of Doxskate, and I dare you to go get Joy from the first day of Doxskate and see how they look. CW, you fucked up, brah. Next image. Oh, before we go on, I already did it. Last one, most important one, most contested one. Last thing I got to show you, and then I'm going to the live chat and ending this miserable video. To all of the people that follow me, I apologize that I have to do this video. To all the new subscribers, I'm sorry that you have to see this shitty video, but I've got to smash some liars and LARPers, and I got to prove to people what the truth is again, because they're not able to, not the viewers, the other podcasters and YouTubers and creators out there are not willing to do the due diligence that everybody else is when researching, but yet still state that they deserve to be up in front of everybody doing that research. Last one. And the most contested image. This image was put out on the second day. We also learned the real identities of the YouTubers that have been out for Corey and David's blood all year. One is a clinical psychologist for Big Pharma, the other a debt attorney for New Jersey. I hope you all had a great night and are off to a Don't cry, Busy. It's okay. I got you covered. I hope you all had a great night and are off to a fabulous day, November 5th of 2018 at 8:10 a.m. Damn, it sounds like they're a bunch of doxers, don't it? Damn, sounds like CW's got UNIRock by the tail. Don't it? Okay, well, let's take a read. She states that they have learned the real identities of the YouTubers that have been out for Corey and David's blood all year. Got it. One is a clinical psychologist for Big Pharma and the other a debt attorney from New Jersey. Okay. Hope you had a great night and are off to a fabulous day. Is this a dox? Why, if she was sharing their identities here, did she not say who they were? It's a private group. It's closed off. They are willing to say all the other things they said there. Why is she hiding something when she talks here? Weird, right? Is she telling anyone to dox anyone? No. Well, why is this? And at first I'm like, you know, this is so weird. It's like, you can't say from this screenshot that they doxed anyone. You can't say that Corey Goode told them to dox anybody. But from reading this, it sure makes them look suspicious. It makes them look sus. Something is wrong. Right? Something's wrong. One more time. They learned the identities. Okay? They say that the jobs of both of them without their names and without any other information. Have a good night and off to a fabulous day. So you probably are going to say, you're going to criticize the fact that the left is cut off, aren't you, UNIRock? Yes, I am. You're going to criticize the fact that the top is cut off, aren't you? Yes, I am. Even more than that. Why the hell did they cut off the top of it? Now, I don't mean the business part like I've been showing. What is this? See this gray right here? What is that? That's another message. That's another message. Huh. So you're telling me that instead of giving us on what they say is the most important screenshot when it really isn't, because they didn't include the order to dox, they didn't include the dox whatsoever. Oh, but you just wait. They could have given us this and showed us everything that was said. They could have. I wonder if they cut this off because Joy specifically told them not to dox, that people out in the community had learned. I wonder if Joe and Dark Journalist, I don't even know if Dark Journalist, Dark Journalist and Joe, I think Dark Journalist has already been doxed by then. I wonder if Joe was doxed on Twitter by Thomas Crown like CW claims. I wonder if he was doxed somewhere else first. And then I found it. After a week and a half, and you should have asked the people in my Discord. They were like, Uni, bro, you have been on this mission for a week. Why aren't you stopping? And I said, there's something else out there and I haven't found it yet. And I can feel it in my gut. Because I don't tell you guys this through my show, but I get this thing in my gut. I get this like feeling when something's fucked up in a story. And I get this feeling like something else is there. I'm right about to get there. What am I missing? It's a feeling that tells me that something's missing and I need to keep going. And if you're in my Discord, you know this because I say it all the time. I just try not to say it on my show. What did I find? CW lied to all of us. He told us that Joe was doxed on Twitter on the date he claims, which was November 6th, by Thomas Crown's Twitter account. He wasn't. He was doxed before that. On the Fade to Light blog is one point I want to make. You got me? Now, the Fade to Light blog just happens to be backed up, and I will present it at the debate that we were supposed to have tonight, but he didn't bail. I don't want to lie about him. We were going to have it. I wanted to have it either yesterday night or tonight, but I said I was willing to do it whenever he wanted. I think did he say he was busy tonight or tomorrow? When did he say he was busy? Tonight. Okay. I don't want to lie about the guy. It's not his fault he's not here. I'm not trying to put him down. I'll present it at the debate. I'll give the full accounting. So what is my main point with this screenshot? The last one. This is it, guys. This is it. This is all that was there. All that Doxgate you have now seen, except well, I just showed it to you, but we also learned the real identities of the YouTubers that have been out for Corey and David's blood all year. One is a clinical psychologist for Big Pharma, and the other is a debt attorney from New Jersey. I hope you had a great night and are off to a fabulous day. This has been cut off and cannot be used as evidence. One, because I myself know that when discussing Emery Smith in this, due to the other screenshots I've shown you, they specifically tell people not to share any private data. They say you can only share public data because they're not a doxing group, and it was right in front of our eyes the whole time. Got me? On top of that, this group learning the identity is not enough for us to determine doxing. It's not enough for us to determine anything about Goode ordering it, and if it was, where would it be? If they were ordering people to share this docs, and if it came from Corey Goode, where would the instruction be? Right here. Oh, mother, back to debit. It'd be right here. Oh, I did it again. Suck 'em frogs. Right here. I need to get sketchy for a second. I am attesting to you that... Oh my God, I clicked the wrong... I need to get sketchy, Busy. I don't need to draw a picture. Okay, we're going to get sketchy for a minute. Here we are. Great. So, this area right here, as you know, and I don't even have to have anyone contest this. This is all a Facebook message. See the gray? Just like this message, there's another message there. There are messages going all up above this. If there was an instruction from Goode to docs, it would be right above. Wow, dude, no, I need to highlight it. That don't look good. I want that orange. Okay. If there was an instruction from Goode to docs, they would say it before they talk about knowing the identity. So the doxing instruction would be right here, or maybe up there, or maybe up a little higher. The problem, Corey, CW, and what's Kelly? You purposely cut this shit off. You purposely only shared what you wanted us to see. You steered a narrative. It's in front of all of you. And I said it from the beginning. It was in the screenshots that he put out and shared the entire time. You all know it, and I know it. As you can see, there is no instruction to dox, but there was something. There was something there. Look, zoom in on it, damn it. Busy. See? It's cut off. They specifically, purposely cut off. I guarantee they said the same. All we can do is assume now because they deceptively cut this off. How do we assume? We have to look at other data that was shared in this group. So what did they do with the other data? Explicitly said to only share public information, explicitly saying not to share private information. That is why they cut it off. It is obvious, and you don't even need to make a conspiratorial judgment. There's no good reason why we shouldn't be able to know what was said above this, all the way up to here. There's no good reason for us to not see that this message came from the group, and there's no good reason for us to not to see who the information from Messenger over here so that we can confirm it, especially if all of us are being demanded to determine whether or not this is somebody's committing a felony on the line. Got me? You know it and I know it, and if you were in his shoes, you'd say the same damn thing. He didn't even know this. He had to, according to CW, when Goode sent him a cease and desist, he included the fact that he saw my investigation. You know what CW did with that information? Told everybody I was working for him. He lied. He has no evidence to prove that. So what do you know about CW Chanter? Well, after everything I've showed you tonight, you know that he desperately wants your attention. He desperately wants your views. He desperately wants you to click his videos. So desperately that he's willing to build these kind of narratives. So desperately that he's willing to lie about other people, especially famous ones, because you know you don't clickbait people unless they're famous. You're not going to get views off of it. Even more than that, when he realized I was on his tail, he framed me as the bad guy. You yourself can get all of this, not from me. Do not get it from me, because if you do, you're going to accuse me of doing something to it. Go get it from other places online, because I found it everywhere else online. Look at everything I just showed you tonight, and you tell me how you can believe in Doxgate, how you can trust Kelly Farmer ever again, how you can trust CW ever again especially, and how you can trust any of the people that share Doxgate who don't update it with this information straight out of my mouth tonight. Tell me how you trust any of them that are trying to steer a goddamn narrative. Why did you trust them in the first place? I've been showing you this shit the whole time. I wasn't in your face as this. I didn't come out and spell it all out for you. I shouldn't have to. People shouldn't just trust Chanter without evidence. And if they are going to trust what he puts on the screen, they should read it. Right? I think I've made my case. Now, here's what I want to know. Why is Joy different in these screenshots? These are the ones that are downloaded literally straight out of my email, backed up in his video. Why is Joy different in these than she is in this? Let's go to Photoshop. Well, fuck it. Let's just blow it up a little bit here. I think I can zoom. Yes, I can. You're going to get it pixelated, but that's because it's literally just making it bigger. Now, here we go. Sorry, whoever Joy may be, I'm sorry I have to show you, but it's for the truth. This video needs to be out there. People need to share it. They need to see it. It needs to be just as big as Doxgate. So, a lot of times when an image gets pixelated, you expect that certain things will look different, right? But that's not the case with this image. Something is massively different between these two images. Half of the screenshots that are out there, all of the screenshots from the first day contain this Joy. See her? Now, I'll make it even bigger, but as it gets bigger, you need to look at it while it's smaller. Let me zoom in. Let's put one Joy here, and let's get one Joy. Let's go all the way small. Let me go to 100 zoom. I think that's 100. Let's hope. Let's go down to here. Now, you can see the difference from here. She's more to the left here. She's more centered here. She's got these white splotches and like, it looks like trees, doesn't it? It looks like these are tree leaves and this is the sky or what? I don't know. It looks like that it's not her shoulder missing. It looks like her shoulder ends there and it looks like her other shoulder ends there. But over here, her shoulder ends in the center. You see? Why is it like that? Let's zoom in so that anybody who has, you know, needs glasses like me, I wear glasses, so I understand. No offense. I think glasses are cool, bro. Be proud of your glasses, bro. Don't hate your glasses. I don't want to make you hate your glasses. All right. Is it now more than apparently? I know this one gets really pixelated. See, pixelation doesn't do this stuff here, guys. Pixelation does not morph together all of the background like that. It doesn't change the contour of the hair. It doesn't change the side image and stuff like that. It doesn't move you to the left of an image. This is the center of her body here. This is the center of her body here. It is so apparently obvious. Why in the world would I tell you that some screenshots are fake months ago if I didn't have some goddamn good reason for believing it? But you know what this was? This was the biggest, most obvious red flag. You got me? It's a huge red flag. So I figured, why don't I just not say shit about the biggest red flag so that other people will fucking see it and find it and get it? I did share you everything you needed to know. I gave you every piece of it. I did extensive live streams. I did an extensive video that took me days to make. And I haven't even brought up anything but the screenshots. That's only one small part of my argument. Let's go to the live chat before I end this out with the end of my argument. What is the end of my argument? It is that Kelly Farmer is not just a fan. Oh, I'll get to it when I get in there. No, that's busy. That song sucks. I deserve a good song. This has been a shitty stream. I shouldn't even be doing this on this channel. It's not worth it to give these people attention, but give me a good song. The guy's thumbnail's messed up too? It probably is, Valor. It probably is, my friend. Exactly. I'm not going to say that the image needs to be perfectly matching. That's not what I'm going to say. Because the image, you know, depending on how they took the screenshot at the size, you know, the cropping they used, which shouldn't have been cropped in the first place, it can make its image look different. It cannot make it look different in the ways that those two look different, though. These are arguments. These are reasons why you shouldn't believe this. All this info put together is massive, but any little piece is enough. Any one piece of anything I've given you is enough to doubt the narrative of Doxgate, because all of these things shouldn't be there. One, his claim is that there is a direct admission of Goode ordering a dox, or ordering any dox. Let's say Goode ordered the dox of somebody else in these images, and it wasn't Joe, and it wasn't anyone else, but he ordered someone's. I'd be willing to sit up here and say, okay, fine. He didn't. Let's say that Joy ordered a dox. I'd be willing to say, well, at least the group did it. Maybe Corey didn't, but the group did it. She doesn't. She does the opposite. And why in the hell does the community think what they think with these screenshots being like this and this situation being this way? Because the community was lied to by a deceptive con man and a deceptive con woman. Not being chauvinistic, as they've accused me of. I wish I was joking. She literally accused me of being chauvinistic. It's recorded. Anyway, let's get to the good information. There appears to be a circular blur slash smudge tool used on the male avatar. I bet there is, Valor. If you want to email me whatever you see, I will add it to the debate when he comes in, because he's going to answer for everything I've shown you. Everything. Okay. So this is what I would say is every single thing I've shown you. The fact that that every screenshot is cropped down, it makes them all invalid from the start. They could have easily been manufactured. 2, though, if there was some way to confirm it and some way to get in there, that's why. Why do you think I gave CW and Kelly a full week to go talk to Kev if they didn't want to come talk to me, sit down and prove their case? Show the screen. Why would anybody say no? That's my other point. They wouldn't go confirm this to any debunker or anyone in the community that wouldn't just buy their story. Sorry, Mysterious Forces, I'm willing to give you a chance if you have me on your show, but I'm saying right now, like Mysterious Forces did, because you just basically choked down their whole story without even caring about the evidence. I'm going to give Mysterious Forces, I don't know why, it just seems like she'd be the one person out of all of them who would say, you know what? I'll never talk to CW again after seeing Uni's evidence. I'll apologize to Uni for all the messed up stuff I said about the guy. and I will fix it by having him come on my show, and we will talk in a kind way and happily resolve this so that we can both walk away from it happy with each other and happy that we've given the community the truth. I think Mysterious Forces is the one who will do it. We'll see. I'm going to give her, she's already had the opportunity to mail me today. I'm hoping she'll mail me by tomorrow. I'll check my email in the morning. It's late tonight. It's got to be late. Oh my God, it's 1. I need all of you to share this. Timestamp it to the most damning place that you think shows it and share it. I need you to clip this. I need you to download this and re-upload it. I need you to commentate on this. I need you to get this out there. You have my permission. This entire stream, I hope you take the most damning parts, clip them out, and put them on your channels. Put them into a video and show the most damning parts. Share them all over the place. Tweet me. Let me know. Send me the video you make. I will share it for you. I will give it to everyone I know. I know Kev will share it. I'll share it. I know a lot of other people that will share it. Please re-upload this entire thing. You've got my permission. Can I set this as Creative Commons while I'm streaming? Let me see. I would not strike you. Unless you alter it in some way, then I would. And I mean alter it in a way to make it, you know what I'm saying. Let's see, can I switch to the community commons? I don't know how to do it. I've never done it. I'll figure it out afterwards. Anyway. So, the last part of this stream. Let me go to the live chat for a second. I promised I'd do that. Then I will. Why are you asking about Nate Brody? I didn't lie about Nate Brody. The dude came straight out and said it with his mouth what I criticized him for. I actually went to his newest video and said, thank you for clarifying, and that I would update it. Or I told him to, I said something. It's on his newest video in the comments section. Didn't lie about the guy. Jesus, crime and Nelly. That's the first thing everyone says. I'll tell you what. I'll reiterate it. I'll reiterate what I said about Brody in another video. I'll hook you. I'll invite Brody here. How's that? I'll invite Brody on. Brody, you're invited on. I mean it. Okay. Low res being copied. Here's what I think. I think they did do exactly what I told you they did. I think they cut the top off. I think they copied Joy over to create some of the screenshots. It's just, God, how can you not see that those two avatars are different in some of the screenshots? Which avatar did it appear different in? The second day of Doxgate. And you know what's crazy about the second day of Doxgate? Hold up. Yeah, got a bunch of folders for all this because I got so much. You haven't seen hardly shit. Okay, you notice that this is the one where she's in the center. This is the one she's in the center. These are from the second day. She's in the center there, and she's in the center there, right? So the second day of Doxgate, she looks like this. And remember, the second day of Doxgate is the only day where you have everything that CW was highly criticized for on the first day. One, that they don't... How do we know that Darkwing Duck is David Wilcock and Cool Guy is Corey Goode? How do we know that? You were telling anyone to post out any information. Well, what is it? Look, every one of the screenshots from the second day shows something that involves what could seem like doxing with this, but luckily it says when they manufactured this, or however they did it, I'm saying however they did it, they put public information instead of private. You got me? Which I don't know what the hell, like. And this one is them trying, finally, she's sharing some personal data. And then this just happens to be the only shot where Joe is mentioned outside of his picture in that one meme, and the only shot where they specifically mention the docs. He was criticized because a lot of people said, we read the shit you put on your screen and they didn't say anything about doxing. You're lying, CW. He got those criticisms in his comments and people sent him those criticisms. So he went live went with Kelly and showed Kelly. He went live the second time and manufactured somehow new screenshots that just, and I made this criticism last time, that somehow just happened to say what he needs it to say to kind of prove his case. But when you compare that to the original shots that he sent me, so many photos. Here's Joy looking kind of normal, like in the center. Let's go through it. Now, look, Joy's even cut out of that. There's several. Now, here's the new Joy. Look, there's the new Joy. New Joy, new Joy, new. Maybe this is the original Joy right here, saying all these things that don't say anything about doxing. I think that's what it is. So you've got Joy saying nothing about every point that I made these from the original images. She's got the little white dot right here. She's got the white background. It looks like, oh, she's got the white background that looks like a tree. It looks like it looks like she's to the left, right? She's to the left of this. You know why this happened? When they copied that picture over to make a fake profile of Joy so they could make her say whatever she wanted. You know how when you copy an image, you can line it up where you want it? They lined it up to the center. They didn't realize she was over to the left a little bit. You got me? Look. Now, look at the second day of Doxgate. Gotta switch folders, y'all. Sorry. With the most damning freaking one, the one that says the fact that one's attorney and one's this, and oh my God, look at it. Oh my God. I really suck with this image viewer. I'm sorry. Can you tell? If you look at the second day of Doxgate, she's perfectly lined up in the center. It's the new Joy. There's the Joy that says everything that has nothing to do with doxing on the first day. There's the Joy from the second day. We learned the identities of the YouTubers. And I even said, you know what my criticism was? You know why I started to look at this close? You know why I started looking at this image really close? It was the verbiage. It was the phrasing. Didn't sound like anything else Joy had ever said. I was using my uni-body language word analysis mindset. We also learned the real identities of the YouTubers. Now look how it's capitalized, the word YouTuber. It's just weird. It's like capital Y, capital T, that and called them YouTubers. She never called them YouTubers. She never called any of the people she talked about YouTubers. I've never seen her use the word YouTubers, but whatever. That have been out for Corey and David's blood all year. One is a clinical psychologist for Big Pharma. The other is a dead attorney from New Jersey. I hope you all had a great night and are off to a fabulous day, ! It just seems different than how she's ever talked to them. And, I mean, seriously. Hope you all like the profile photo, lol. I'm easing into it so they don't suspend it, lol. She's always like, look. Your tweet is gone. Sorry. Approved. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seemed weird at first. So I said, I need to look at this. I need to look at it from all angles. I didn't do this alone. I did it in Discord in a public room in front of anybody that wanted to sit there while we did it. Anybody that was a member of our Discord, anyone that wanted to join our Discord, we let them in. Other YouTubers came and talked to us. Now, last part, so I can get done with this. One more time, I apologize to my viewership and my subscribers. Shouldn't even be doing this right now. It's stupid to do it. It's not good content for my channel. It's not a good stream for my channel. No one's going to care. I promise you guys this is it. We're going to stream a debate, which I think people may want to see, and I'm going to try to not make it a long debate. It doesn't need to be, obviously, after everything I've shown you. And this is, I'm not even giving you barely anything, so here we go. Off the top of my head, in a quick form fashion until the debate, one, I did a Periscope stream earlier where I mentioned, I was talking about Epstein, I was talking about the news, I was talking about a lot of stuff, and I eventually was going to talk about CW, and I had him in the title. Well, I kept seeing people in the chat say, he's in here. CW's here. And I said, okay, good. CW, hey, be cool, man. You can hang out and talk. You know, don't be crazy or nothing. Let's just talk. Let's just be normal people here. We got a debate coming up. Get along, get along. He was cool with it. Well, eventually he said, they doxed my dad. And I'm like, CW. And it's recorded if you want to go to Periscope and watch it. I said, CW, dude. We already know they didn't. Your dad's publicly out there before on a web page. He had advertised himself. He'd been out there. It wasn't a dox to mention him. He is a public figure. You want to make the argument that Corey's a public figure? How can you not make the argument that your dad isn't? You know, to an extent. Yeah, maybe it's dirty for them to mention your dad and all that. That's where you should go with that. They targeted your dad. Do that. And don't do the dox is what I was thinking. Anyway, it led into him. Basically, I said, just, you want to ask me some questions, CW, go ahead. Now, what he's been doing on his channel, he did a stream. He deleted it. But I have proof that it's there. I streamed it on DLive, and some of you saw it. He did a stream that said, UNIRock is working for Corey Goode. And in his stream, he was making a case for why I was working with Corey Goode, and it was all ridiculous. No evidence, a bunch of craziness. I said, you want to ask me any questions, go ahead. He said, did you get paid by Corey Goode? So I answered him. I said, how ridiculous is this, dude? No. For God's sakes, I still criticized Corey for everything I've ever criticized him for. Only thing I'm changing is your Doxgate narrative, which doesn't really help Corey in any way now. Only thing it does is prove your line about Doxgate. That's it. Everything else is still there. Why are you saying something like that, man? So I let him ask questions, right? We have a little talk, and then I say, you got to ask your questions. I get to ask mine. Why are you asking me if I got paid by Goode, and why are you doing these streams acting like I got paid by Goode when Kelly has been working for Jimmy Church? And you know what he said? I'm sure some of you remember. I'm sure it's out on Twitter by now. A lot of people retweeted it and took screenshots of it. He said, she's just a fan. She's never worked for him. Well, Rachel, what room is it in? No, the video of Kelly admitting to everything. Okay. Is it at the bottom? You got him? So, CW, you also, we've got pictures if you want to deny it, constantly advertise Jimmy Church. Did I say Jimmy Church? I did, right? About, what's her name? Kelly? I said Jimmy Church, right? I meant Jimmy Church for Kelly. Why is Kelly working for Jimmy Church? And he said she's just a fan. If I said another name, I'm sorry, okay? My brain is fucking fried by it. You know how it is to remember all of this without any notes and be able to give it all to you? You got to be pretty damn good at streaming to do this. Well, that's why I do it. So, in the video on Stephen Cambion's channel, the Midnight Hour number 14, Alien Experiences and hashtag Doxgate coverage. Huh. Another person out there interviewing Kelly and CW when Kelly can't go on any of the normal people's channels who would ask her the hard questions, who would put out the truth, who would get to the bottom of it, who want to check her evidence more, who want to make sure that everything's completely perfect to give to other YouTubers so that other people can cover the story, journalistically nail it down and make sure everything's good, right? She avoids all of us, Kev Baker, me, anyone else that's invited her on, and goes specifically to these certain group of people, like Mysterious Forces Live, Stephen Cambion. Well, let's, under the fair use article in the description, by law that allows me to do this, if she's just a fan, why is she about to say everything she's about to say? Also, CW, don't act like you don't know everything I'm about to play. Don't act like you don't know all this. You're going to have to come clean on debate night. Let's go to 23 minutes in.
YouTube, and it's easy to find. All you have to do is search Explaining Esoterica.
That's how I found you.
So it's that, and then the website's explainingesoterica.com. So I made it really easy. Everything is just Explaining Esoterica.
Absolutely. And I guess we have to get to this Corey Goode stuff. But before we do, I kind of did an intro explaining to people. I think most of the people that are listening to me know who Corey Goode is, and
I think Kelly's gonna probably, if everything CW said about Corey suing him is true, I think after people hear what you're about to hear, there's going to be some more lawsuits bouncing around.
What he's about and all that kind of stuff. But I did do, like an intro explaining some stuff for the benefit of anybody that's never heard of him. But I think we can
Sure you did, Steven. Wonder who you work for.
Assume that most people do know Corey Goode. How did you get involved with Corey Goode?
So what happened with me was I originally followed David Wilcock casually. And basically, I started to watch Cosmic Disclosure, and I got exposed to Corey Goode and Emery Smith. But at the end of the day, I was never really fully convinced of any of the stories. I just kind of, was casually watching just to kind of see.
Now, normally, people that aren't convinced of the stuff that Goode, Jordan say, or I won't use Sather, but David Wilcock, other whistleblowers, normally people that aren't convinced of those people are people that are very logical and don't believe in UFOs, aliens, and things like that. You would agree with me there, right? To have the criticism of whether or not to believe his story that he tells, that's where you would sit. Got me? Well, Kelly claims to be an alien abductee who has downloaded special powers from aliens when an alien touched her hand and gave her all these special... Well, Kelly, I don't know how you're not going to believe another person when you yourself make the exact same claims as Goode, but it does kind of explain this, a really good picture to this, but let's hear what you got to say right here.
What they're talking about. But then I also just happened to become friends with some other people. Like, I was on the show previously with my sister and my other friend. My friend introduced me to this gentleman named Rob.
A gentleman named Rob.
And it was fine. He was a casual acquaintance, but through him I met Joy. And we interviewed her on our other show and talked with her and had conversations, and she became my...
Interviewed Joy. We never heard about any of this stuff at Doc's Gate. Okay.
Friend. So while I was friends with Joy, we never talked about Corey Goode. We never talked about SBA. We never talked about anything. We were just friends. However, when Jason Rice...
Wow, seems like you kind of buddied up to her a little bit. Really weird you wouldn't talk to her about all this, knowing that she was interested in all of it and hung out with him and knew him.
Came out on Cosmic...
It's almost like you knew she knew him and never brought it up.
Disclosure after, everything happened with Corey Goode and Gaia. She contacted me and a few of my friends and said, I'm trying to put this group together to ask some questions of Jason Rice because we're not sure of his testimony.
Well, damn, I thought you said that it was a secret troll group that was going to dox people and do all this crazy stuff.
Which I thought was fair. So I got added to this group with, several other people.
And this is like the Facebook group that was like a Spirit Being Management or something like that?
It was the group Team Above Majestic.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
What they called it, yeah. So I was added into that group, and really it was kind of strategically asking those questions on Twitter because Jason Rice was coming on to Fade to Black.
Strategically asking questions on Twitter because Jason Rice was going on Fade to Black. Well, for Jason Rice to go on Fade to Black, it would mean that Fade to Black would have to forfeit all the original work they did with Goode and Wilcock. What you're going to find if you go down this rabbit hole, I'm not going to take you there because I really don't care. I mean, maybe sometime I'll do a video sum up or something, but essentially what it seems, my opinion, everything I gave you up to now is fact. This is going to be opinion. My opinion is that a power player in the podcasting, contactee, ufology community eventually said to themselves that since Gaia was letting go of Goode and Wilcock, it would be great to get some smaller podcasters, some up-and-coming YouTubers to start taking hits at Corey Goode and constantly talk about him and get a group of people to follow them who would help them be able to take digs at them. That way Gaia can kind of not only, because we've heard things about David Wilcock and Corey Goode suing Gaia. Gaia might have an interest in, I don't know, maybe getting the community to turn against Corey Goode, using people like Kelly and CW to do it. But even more than that, other podcasters to have Jason Rice on would have to challenge all their viewers that believe Goode and Wilcock due to all the interviews. Somebody like Jimmy Church. So if Jimmy knows his entire audience believes Goode and believes Wilcock and he has Rice on, well, damn, I wonder if any of them are going to unsubscribe, follow Goode, follow Wilcock. So what do you need to have happen in order for a big mass of people that only listen to you because you are interviewing people like Corey Goode and David Wilcock when they were rising to fame? What do you need to do to the community in order to make sure that none of the people that watch you side with them, leave you now that you're going to switch from Goode cakes to rice cakes? How do you make sure that the community stays watching, stays donating, stays giving you the advertising dollars that you need to run your podcasts? Well, I'll be damned if it wouldn't be a nice, big, fat, fake-ass doxing campaign. Not only would it do good for Jimmy Church to be able to convert to the new Gaia regime, but it would do good for Gaia to be able to protect themselves from people that watch them that are going to leave and not accept Rice. If you turn David Wilcock and Corey Goode into criminals through this doxing thing, because the fan base that follows them already knows their claims, they already know everything else claims that they've done, and none of them left. None of them left Goode and Wilcock. They stayed with them and left Gaia when they left. They followed Goode and Wilcock as much as CW would cook a narrative at the beginning of Doxgate that that's not true. The internet tells a different story. A massive amount of people followed them away from Gaia. What happens if that massive amount of people, though, is slowly turned against Goode and Wilcock? And it doesn't work that well. CW only streams to 20 or 30 people, 10 sometimes, 14. Got a clickbait Goode in every title, right? Now we know maybe why he does, but even more so, if you cook up a fake doxing story and put it out there, it turns them into criminals. Then people can't support Goode and Wilcock. Who do you support if you're the type of person that supports Goode and Wilcock, but they just became serial doxing bad people in your head? Well, hey, why don't you try out that Jason Rice, that new regime over there? Now, I'm not putting down Jason Rice. I wouldn't think he'd know anything about this if that was happening. And God only knows if Gaia or Church does. For all we know, it's highly possible that maybe there was some paranoid group of fans that decided this. I don't know. I can only speculate. Why do I think this, though? Because I'm a pretty logical guy. I made every basis I've made for the whole night off of hard facts that I've shown you that you can download yourself and fact check for yourself. Why would I say this? Let me hook you up, son. 2620. Got it. Well, we're at 26. Let's just go right here. So for some reason, CW Chanter doesn't want to admit that Kelly is not a fan of Jimmy. Well, she probably is, but she's not just a fan like he states this morning and like they've stated before. Kelly Farmer is actually somebody who helped with a lot of things in Fade to Black. Somebody that's been to his house. Somebody that's ran his booths with a laptop and overnight at a hotel and bloody and all kinds of crazy stuff. I told you this is my opinion, and I'm going to give it to you, but I'm going to let her say this first. Fair use article in the description.
Question Jason Rice with the same information was one part of it. And the other part was, and this is pretty well known, the fact that I'm friends with Jimmy Church and Rita. I don't work with them, but I'm friends with them. So those are two.
So wait a minute, buddy. Now, Chanter, in my Periscope today, you said that she's not friends with him. She's just a fan. But she says, look, I don't work with them. I don't care about nothing. I'm just close friends.
Two very separate things.
Sure.
But
yeah, absolutely.
So I just, I didn't want to intentionally cause any sort of strife to them by asking these questions when they weren't really, the questions weren't even coming from me. They were coming from this group of people that wanted me to ask these questions. They'd say, okay, somebody asked this question, somebody asked this question.
Why is she saying this? I don't even believe it. I don't believe they asked her any of this, because I think if they did, I know, right, Biz? I know. I think if they did ask Kelly to do these things, she would have took the screenshots and proved it.
And they just really wasn't comfortable participating. But I was in the...
Why did Kelly not show you her communication in the group if she wasn't comfortable participating? Because she was comfortable participating. It's the only reason they trusted her.
Group. I thought after that episode of Fade to Black that the group would dissolve. That wasn't the case. The group kept going.
Why would you think that a group that worked together to do things for these, you know, to help these people that they watch, why in the hell would you think it would? That's crazy.
In fact, it got to the point where, you know, they decided to create a second group. It was the business only team above Majestic. And that was done so that they could, you know, just throw the specific information in there because, you know, some casual conversations were happening on the other thread. So in the business team above Majestic, that was where the majority of these things were happening. This is where they were developing the memes. This is where, you know, they were talking about different show hosts.
She goes on to describe what's happening in the group. Different show hosts. I don't remember reading that, but okay.
That they wanted to take down or get information from or about. I remember specifically, when Emery Smith, when they had his information, that was being discussed in the group. And I remember thinking that was very strange because, you know, Emery Smith was associated with them.
Yeah, and
suddenly,
you mean they were discussing like where he lived, where he worked, what his businesses were, or private information?
They didn't discuss private information. So why is this guy? Do you see how this works? You see this? This dude, Stephen Cambion, isn't somebody who just doesn't know what's going on. He literally saw the same screenshots, every one of them that we just saw, but somehow it's private information? How? Where? Why isn't it on the screen, bro? You could be cycling these screenshots up on the screen while you talk about this. It makes no sense.
They were discussing all of that.
Renee says, I don't think this is bad content. To the contrary, you're being brutally honest about a subject matter that needs to be heard in the court of public opinion. I agree, Renee. I do. But my whole thing here is that this is like beating a dead horse. You know, it feeds trolls, and I don't like feeding trolls. If I find out somebody's a troll, the best way to handle a troll, how does a troll exist? They only exist if you give them jelly. All trolls eat jelly. How do you give them jelly? You can give them jelly even if you look with a tiny glance in their direction. So what do you do when you find out somebody's not being honest with you, not trying to go to a goal with you, that they're just saying things to kind of fuck with everyone or steer a narrative? You just immediately cut them off. You just kick them. You don't got time to deal with that. They will mislead you. They will play a point to try and go as far as they can. They will be as real as they can forever, and then just so they can get to a point where they troll you and say, haha, you believed me for a week or whatever it may be. You cut a jelly troll off with his jelly, they dry up, they die. Well, they don't die because they find another place to get their jelly. See, you can handle a troll easy. We've handled many of them. You starve them of their jelly, they go away.
Discussing his military records.
Good seeing you, Valor. Thanks, dude. Email me.
Whether or not they felt they were valid, whether or not he had any sort of medical training.
Why is that bad, Kelly? And if it was as bad as you're saying, you're just as bad as them because you didn't turn him in. You didn't turn them in. You didn't get a hold of the cops. You didn't try to warn the people that they were going to be doxxed. I now know why you didn't warn people that they were going to be doxxed, because Joy specifically always said public information only, no private information. You see, do you see how easy it is to have a narrative steered for you? The things you need to hear, though, are about her and Jimmy. 2854? Well, let's take a listen. Because I could do this. I could show you what Kelly's admitted to for a solid 2 hours. I'm not going to. I'm going to stick within fair use. I'm going to play what we need for commentary and critique purposes, and I'm going to make it transformative so that it applies to the law.
Group and in the other. Well, then, so at that point, you know, I started to take issue. Then suddenly Richard Dolan goes on Fade to Black. This was sometime at the end of October.
Yeah, that was the SSP fiasco kind of thing, I think.
Yes. And when he went on that group,
Yeah, isn't it weird? These guys literally know every detail about the people they talk about. Like, they do nothing but not. You know what's crazy? They want to make an argument that you shouldn't talk about people's personal stuff, even in private groups. You shouldn't try to look into things, and then you should hate this group because of it. These people know every detail about these guys' lives. They know what they eat for breakfast, right? They're hypocrites. They're obsessed. They are literally obsessed. They don't have a healthy, interest in the data that these guys are putting out so that they can decide whether to believe it or not. They take it to the next level. They idolize them. They worship them. And because of that unhealthy behavior, they take sides. They're prone to troll. They literally will even create a huge fake narrative and produce fake screenshot evidence to fool a community so that they can report to whoever wanted them to do it and get shared like crazy with their new thing. It's kind of strange because Kelly, I'll just spill the beans. Who cares? We'll get to all that some other day, maybe during the debate. Maybe Kelly will want to come in and debate me. You can explain some fake screenshot Terica to me, okay? You can explain some cyber stalking Terica to me. You could explain the art of chaos magic and black magic or whatever the hell it is that you use to try to do this to people's minds. But let me hook you up. Kelly admits that she ran Jimmy Church's booth. She stayed at his home, that she has... I don't get how you run a booth for somebody all weekend, stay in a hotel, travel hundreds of miles, do all these things for Jimmy Church for a long time, but yet CW Chanter and you want to state now that you're just a fan. I don't get how I don't get how you can't talk about, when you go to these podcasts, all the details that would really expose what's going on and get to the real truth, and how instead you pick drama. You pick SSP level drama. You pick stuff that none of us give a shit about, like whether or not they had a successful ball for Halloween. Who cares, man? Most of the people that watch these guys are spread out worldwide anyway. Like, they're going to fly to a ball anywhere, and like that dictates how much money they make or how big their audience is, right? I would think the things you would criticize these guys on would be valid, would be obvious, would be non-fabricated, could be another. So I ask you all to do me a favor. Please pull up the beginning of this stream. It'll take a couple hours to process. The whole stream will be up after it processes. Download the stream. Upload it to your YouTube channel. Clip out the part where I show how these guys are faking and lying. Put it on Twitter. Put it on Facebook. Monetize it. Ask for donations at the end of it. I'm hooking you up, son. I'm hooking you up. Get it out there. Spam this thing into Twitter and everywhere else. Share, like. Get it out there. Because I wouldn't be surprised if they aren't going to go on a damage control campaign again. Right? I've let them sit there and think that they've won. I've let them sit there and run their mouth. I've let them sit there and fucking go around and talk shit about me until the cows come home. I made sure I have everything, every piece of the puzzle. And I duped CW into accepting a debate. And when he comes in, he swore that he would broadcast it on his own channel. I'd broadcast it on mine, and that anyone in the community can broadcast it on theirs. I wonder if, Mysterious Forces will broadcast the debate there. I wonder if she'll play, if she misses the debate, I wonder if she'll play it back in its entirety, or maybe play this whole stream, or the parts where I bust these guys like crazy. I wonder if Stephen Cambion will do a next part of his podcast where he updates you with all this. I wonder if everybody on Twitter that shared Doxgate is going to share this, and if they're going to share the debate where I prove in front of CW and see how he reacts and actually explains all of this, right? Let's see if he mans up. Let's see if he admits to it. Let's see if he comes out and apologizes. He could maybe save his reputation the slightest bit if he did any of that now, but he's going to hold on to the bitter end. He's going to go down with his sinking ship because I've been waiting on this for months, guys, so you're just going to have to give this one to me, okay? Hold up. Where is it? I got it. It has to be perfect. It has to be perfect. Here we go. Hold on. Gotta let me. Okay. Okay. Because I've been waiting on doing this for months. I've let them go around and say all that fucked up shit about me, and I want to see which ones are going to man up and apologize and actually admit, or woman up, Mysterious Forces, Cambion, anyone who shared that bullshit on Twitter. Let's see, because I came in, I proved my case, I dropped the Moab, CW. I warned you, you only get one, son. Hey. Like, subscribe, share, re-upload, share, upload, clip. I don't care. Take it. Take the whole video. I'm out. Debate at the beginning of this week. CW, email us back. You already committed. It's too late to bail. Hey.
Goode.